Happy Sunday, everyone. Good to see everyone here. It's another fine weekend. I worked all weekend, but anyway, point is here now, and we'll do a quick little talk about the good old Trump presidency. It seems like all we talk about is freaking Trump, but Trump's kind of like nuking his presidency. As a three-time Trump voter, this is something that kind of bothers me, and I thought that to get on here we could kind of talk about it. And again, I want people to explain to me where Trump has succeeded for them, where he's failed for them. What does he think? What do you guys think about the Trump presidency? What do you guys think about the whole situation in Iran? What do you think about the platform that Trump ran on, which is MAGA? And has he accomplished any of those goals? Has he been moving the country towards that vision that he laid out for America? The entire time he was running, because the vision was awesome. So those things that we're going to talk about. I've got a lot of thoughts on this thing. And again, as a guy who honestly wants to see America work for Americans, I think that Trump has just wildly and spectacularly failed the country in that message, right? In that plan that he laid out as a president, right? And he needs to do better. He needs to backtrack, realize that he hasn't done the things that he kind of said he was going to do from a presidential campaign standpoint, and he needs to get back on message. And he needs to get back on delivering for the people that elected him, right? Again, when you win the popular vote and when you win the swing states, you have a mandate from America to move on the message that you ran on. And this is the thing that Trump hasn't done. And again, we'll go through it point by point. But Trump started out doing it, realized it was awfully hard. He couldn't get Congress to go along with him, and that's a whole nother discussion. America is allowed to be wrong. Plain and simple. Americans are allowed to be wrong. Politicians need to get with the fucking program and realize that when you elect somebody to do a thing, your job is to do that thing. Even if it is not in the interest of the average American, even if the American is wrong, your job as a politician is to do what the people elected you to do. And I haven't seen that for a long time in my life. When I look at, just go back to, you had Trump now, you had Biden before that, you had Trump before that, you had Obama before that, okay? All of these people, with the exception of Obama, and again, I despise Obama as a president, but all these people did what was in their interest, what was in corporations' interest, what was in their donors' interest. They did not do what was in the American people's interest. They did not enact the will of the American people. And so that's what I want to talk about today, guys. Again, I want to have just kind of a hardcore, really, brass tacks, nuts and bolts, whatever, freaking thing you want to say about it. Trump is not doing what he was elected to do. Okay. And we'll go through it line item by line item. The way I tell you guys all the time, I'm the host, you guys are the co-host. Put your comments in here. Let me know where I'm right. Let me know where I'm wrong. And let's bat this thing around. Because the truth is, I want Trump to succeed. I want this guy to get back on track, right? Get back to working for the American people and doing the things that America elected him to do, whether or not it is good or bad. It does not matter. He ran on a platform. He needs to enact this fucking platform. And the guy isn't doing it. And if you guys look at the polls, I can't tell what's going on in the polls. I think this is part of the whole deception equation that we have on social media, in cable news, in the political, ecosphere. No one knows what Trump's ratings are, right? I've heard that he's as low as 28%. I've heard that MAGA has 100% support for this guy. I don't know what the hell to believe. And the truth is that I think that's how they want it, So let's dig into this stuff and let's talk about all these things. I got a couple things I want to say about what Donald Trump's doing so far. And again, what I think he needs to do to get back on track. You guys let me know in the chat what you guys think needs to happen, and we'll see what we can come up with here. So anyway, the main thing that I want to say about Trump nuking his presidency is I want you guys to understand that America is allowed to be wrong. I'm tired of everyone saying, oh my God, people are voting, not voting for their self-interest. People are voting against their self-interest, these kind of things. And I'm here to tell you guys this is all bullshit. Every single bit of it's bullshit. Trump had a massively important message. The reason this guy won the swing states and the popular vote, had basically a landslide victory across America, is because Americans wanted him to do this stuff, right? The things that they didn't vote for, they didn't vote for massive corporate carve-outs. They didn't vote for endless wars in the third world. They didn't vote for more foreign wars. They didn't vote for sending the military all over the place and fucking with other countries. They didn't vote for any of this stuff. This is not what America voted for. And this guy has gone rogue. And he is just basically going and doing whatever he wants to do. And he has people in his cabinet that are basically yes men, neocon type people that are just going to do exactly what he wants them to do. Tell him exactly what he wants to hear. And as a business owner myself, the thing that I don't want from any of my employees is that I'm a yes man. I don't want yes men. I don't want people just telling me what I want to hear so they can get the things that they want to get, right? It's important that you have a diverse group of opinions, a diverse group of information, so you can get the best, most the best well-rounded information possible. And Trump doesn't do that. He just surrounds himself with yes men, and it's very obvious to me. Okay, so Americans are allowed to be wrong, right? So Americans are allowed to be wrong in things like spending, right? If America wants to spend money on the military, it can. If it wants to spend money on housing, it can. If it wants to spend money on social programs, it can. If it wants to spend money on college, it can, right? But you have to do what the American people want done, not what the college interest group, not what the military industrial complex wants, right? You got to do what is in the interest of the American people based on what the American people say. And this is not happening, So it's very frustrating that Trump is doing what he's doing. I mean, do you guys agree with me? Do you guys think that Trump is working in your guys' interest? Do you like the direction that he is taking this country? Do you feel like Trump is doing the things that he said he was going to do, or his overall scheme is going to make your lives, guys, the average person's life better? Is going to make your guys' lives better? Because the truth is, I don't think it is. Again, I just filled up my SUV, $102. And again, I don't mind. I don't sweat too much over the cost of gasoline. I also got a Tesla. But at the same time, it's wildly expensive. I've never paid that much money to fill up my car in my life. And everyone say, oh my God, well, Biden was worse. I don't give a shit. I'm tired of this fucking blaming the last president or the president before that. And oh my God, inflation's high. Well, that's Biden's fault. Inflation was 9% under him. It's only 3.8% under Trump. Not a big deal. It was so much worse back then. Why are you being a panicking? Let Trump work. It was so much better than under Biden. And no one talks about the $7 trillion that Trump spent during the beginning of COVID, right? And again, it takes about 18 months for that inflation, that money to work its way through the economy. And magically, when Biden shows up into office, inflation goes through the fucking roof, okay? Now, Biden didn't help it by passing the Inflation Reduction Act, which is a total lie, or the CHIPS Act, which was a total lie as well. So every president, the last three presidents, have contributed to this wild inflationary environment that every American is dealing with today. So Americans are allowed to be wrong. If America decides, we're tired of fucking foreigners, will you let all these people in here? You can't just send them home. The hell we can't. This is fucking America. We get to vote here. We get to choose what it is we want to do. And if we decide we don't want these people here, they need to get the fuck out, right? If we vote for mass deportations, that means ICE, CBP going around snatching people off job sites, snatching kids out of schools, snatching moms out of homes. That's what we voted for. That is what needs to happen. And Trump can't just sit there and say, oh, well, there's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of people who don't like this kind of thing. Motherfucker, you're over there in the Middle East. You have no problem sending the military over there, leaving them over there, to basically blockade the strait, to create a massive problem, then claim that you're going to fix the problem that you created. Okay, again, he's got all the time for that. He's got all the ambition for that. He's got all the will to make that thing happen. But anything that he ran on as far as president, not happening because it's hard. It requires some actual fortitude. Trump doesn't have it. Trump is used to telling people what to do, and if they don't do it, he fires them. If he won't do the thing that he wants to, he can't get it done. Well, he just moves on to the next thing. Like Trump gets bored very easily. And the truth is that a lot of things take a lot of time to get done, and Trump doesn't want to do any of those things. So very frustrated with what I'm seeing. You can dig into the whole AI thing as well. Again, Americans are allowed to be wrong. Overwhelmingly, America rejects this AI data center based bullshit that's going on today. Okay, the data center, the Meta, the Google, the Microsoft, the Amazon, the Nvidia, the AMD, the microsystems companies, all these people basically giving each other's money in this massive circle jerk to prop up their stock price and essentially build all this infrastructure all over the place and crush white collar jobs. America didn't choose that. America did not elect that. Right? If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, go listen to Tucker Carlson talk to Kevin O'Leary about this, right? Kevin O'Leary basically says, oh my God, no, Utah totally decided they wanted this AI data center. And Tucker asked him, he says, well, hey, you know what? Who voted for this? He says, well, we had 3 people vote for it. And he's like, well, what the fuck? You can't, how hard is it to get 3 people to do the thing that you want them to do? He's like, well, that's the will of the people. Oh yeah. 3 people represent the will of, 330,000 people. Get fucked. Okay. Now, can you say that that these people actually wanted this thing? Maybe. But here in Missouri, guess what, guys? So the town of Festus, you guys can Google this right now. The town of Festus just did the same thing here in Missouri. They passed a provision to let one of these data centers come into Festus next election cycle, right? The people voted every single one of them out. The entire fucking city council is gone. Anyone that voted for the thing is gone because they passed it without letting the people know exactly what was going on. They passed it because they said it'd be good for the county. It'll be good for the city, right? And everyone said, wait a minute, we don't fucking want this here. They passed it anyway. Now they're all gone. Okay. So you're getting ready to see where the people are going to start speaking up again. So when Donald Trump says, well, we need to go to war, we got to go fight Iran. Okay. Eventually, the people are going to go, you know what, motherfucker? We're tired of this. We didn't vote for you to go to war. We didn't vote for you to go create a problem and go try and create a solution. Okay. Nobody voted for this, So, all right, guys, let's dig into comments real quick. I don't want to get too long in the tooth. I can do that sometimes. We'll say hi to the people that are in here real quick, and then we'll dig in the rest of our conversation. And again, guys, let me know what you guys think about this whole Donald Trump nuking his presidency, because that's kind of how I see it, guys. From the things that I've read, it's like I think that his approval rating is pretty low. Young people are pissed off at the situation. The young people, especially that voted for this guy. Gen X, like myself, we're pretty pissed about it. Average middle class people are really pissed about it. They're fucking tired of hearing about, oh my God, the stock market's at all-time highs. They're getting super pissed when he says, well, you just need to invest in the stock market. Go buy some AMD. Go buy some NVIDIA. You need to invest in gold. Why aren't you investing in assets? Why aren't you just getting rich like everybody else? And most of America right now is going, hey, what the fuck, dude? I'm not getting rich. I'm tired of fucking high gas prices. I'm tired of high housing prices. I'm tired of insurance going through the fucking roof. And yet you're just sitting here minting fucking money. All your buddies are minting money. You're going over there. You're sending all of our troops over there. You're wanting a $1.5 trillion military budget. Like, get fucked, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Go fuck yourself. We're not going to do this as a country. And people are starting to push back, So you guys kind of agree with this message? You think this is kind of an important thing to talk about? Hit the like button, add a discussion, and again, put the comments in there. We're going to bat it all back around. If you guys first time being here, I always talk to the chat. This is all I do is talk to the chat. I start the conversation. You guys kind of dictate where it goes. So here we go, guys. Let's get into it. All right, Spectrumandra. Let's see, Trading Lava Cake. Okay, good. Your comments kind of bullshit there. Thank you, Spectrumandra. All right, John. This is John J. Riggs. They want to make data centers. Okay, who is they? Let me know, John. All right, Mr. Lono. Trump is the GOAT. Okay, Mr. Lono, let me know why. Again, let me know what you like about Trump. And again, you guys can put your comments in here. I'm happy to read them, but put something in there that we can interact with. If you just want to make an innocuous comment, again, if no one can interact with what you're saying, what's the point? So put something in there that's so we can go back and forth with. All right. Let's see. Is it Taranco? Terrancino, maybe? Does Trump lie? I think Trump lies a lot. You guys heard the stuff that Trump's been saying, when they were asked about housing prices, he was saying that he doesn't want to lower housing prices because, again, that's going to hurt people that own homes. And again, what he's doing is he's speaking to the boomers, right? This is one of the reasons that these fucking boomer guys, these guys will never let the stock market go down. They'll use the Fed to print money ad infinitum, right? They'll never let businesses go out, especially large corporations, because they're all too big to fail, right? Trump will never work on Social Security or Medicare because boomers are the largest voting group in America, right? And not only are they the largest voter group, but they have the time to actually go out and vote. And they vote in every election. So you can't piss them off at all, which is why they always get their COLA on Social Security. The fucking age never goes up. The payments never come down, right? They always get their Medicare. They always have everything they want taken care of. Their houses, the fucking NIMBYism that keeps all you guys from being able to build homes and afford reasonable housing in this fucking country. Again, they support all that stuff. Trump himself is a boomer. Right? Again, the guy thinks that Fox News runs everything. He thinks that, fucking you still take railroads. He thinks that this 757 jet is still new technology. The guy is living in the past. He's chasing ghosts. He still thinks that the Middle East is where America needs to be. He still thinks that we got to go control the entire world, right? We won World War II, therefore we got to make sure, Europe does what we want, fucking Russia does what we want, China does what we want, everybody does what America wants. Save the petrodollar, save the dollar, American dominance, American hegemony, right? This guy is a broken fucking record, and he is not helping Americans at all. And this is the thing that just drives me crazy. And again, I got a small business. I got 9 employees that work for me. We ship about 500 pieces of furniture. We make it all right here in America, right? When this guy said, I'm going to tariff China, I was like, sign me up. When he said, I'm going to tariff Vietnam, I was like, sign me up. And every time someone would say, oh my God, Eric, everything's going to get so expensive. Everything's going to get so expensive. Yeah, motherfucker, you shouldn't have let it all go to China to begin with. You shouldn't have let NAFTA happen. You shouldn't have let America let China into the World Trade Organization. You shouldn't have let corporations start sending all the fucking work over there. And instead of giving you a real job here in America, they're like, hey, go to school. You're going to be an engineer. Okay, you're going to be a branding expert. You're going to be an ROI strategist. They gave you all these bullshit jobs, and it sounded great. Who doesn't want to work in an office with fluorescent lighting, have fucking company parties and shit? Okay, that shit's not real, guys. That's not real work. And again, it worked for about 15 years. And now we're coming back to what we have here going on today. And the truth is, guys, everybody is priced out of everything, you know? And if you guys want to know why you're all priced out of everything, you got to go to the Fed. That's all you need to know. It's literally, that's it. You guys wanted money to be printed forever. You never want to deal with budgets. Americans never want to hear the word no. Nobody wants to hear that their job is bullshit, right? That the spending is bullshit, right? That taxing corporations is kind of bullshit, right? That you should keep more of your money. Rich people should keep more of their money. Everyone should just keep more of their money. Cut the federal government down to size so that the government is actually responsive to the people. Because when you guys let them just print ad infinitum, guess what? They don't give a fuck about you because they can just print the money and do whatever they want. They don't have to listen to you. As long as the poor gets their check, right? The corporations get their corporate carve-outs. You know, you get your little pins, your no tax on tips, your no tax on overtime bullshit. Okay, you guys are all fat and happy. What you should be doing is saying, hey, give me my fucking money back. Stop taking my money. Stop, all of it. You can't have it anymore. It can go to the states. It can't go to the federal. The federal government gets too much money. That's why it is not responsive to you people. There's no balanced budget amendment. There is nothing that makes the federal government responsible, or excuse me, accountable to the people. So, all right, moving on. Keep it on going. All right, Trump lies. Yes, I talked about Trump. Trump is lying like a motherfucker right now. Trump's greatest friend right now is the state of Israel, and any neocon that was a never Trumper and hated this man, he has sided with all of them, which makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's a complete 180, you know, and people for some reason have bought into this bullshit where this guy, you know, says, well, you know, the stock market's doing great. We got to go fight Iran. We got to make sure that Iran never gets a nuclear weapon. And meanwhile, everyone back here is like, hey, man, I need to make enough fucking money to buy a house, right? To whether it's used, whether it's new, to buy a car, whether it's, I need to have some fucking money in my pocket. 77% of all Americans today can't afford a $500 emergency. Okay. I'm not okay with that. The average price to buy a home, a new home in America, is $415,000. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. The average new vehicle is $50,000. That is unacceptable. Okay, massive corporate consolidation, massive tax carve-outs, massive regulation carve-outs for large corporations have caused the price of everything in America to increase exponentially the last since 2001. So it'll be 25 years. It's gotten really bad, guys. And again, at some point, everyone has to say no more fucking tax dollars. Zero. Anyway, all right. Run my mouth plenty. All right, Mr. Lono, Trump is rebuilding the mess he was left with after Clinton pushed through NAFTA and destroyed American jobs. Okay, well, Mr. Leno, I agree with you, dude. I think that's a great point, right? So, Mr. Leno, you need to tell me, how does he do that, right? Because one of the great ways to bring manufacturing back to America is to simply cut off China. Easy. You know, but what we do in this country is we say, oh God, China's the enemy. China's the enemy. China steals all of our technology. China copies everything. China's bad. Okay. Where did China get the technology? From America. Where did China get all the scientific information? From America. Where did they get all the CNC router technology? From America. The pharmaceutical technology? From America. The AI technology? From America. It all came from America because the businesses and the government allowed it to happen, right? Do you guys see the fucking CHIPS Act, the infrastructure bill that was passed under Biden, right? There's money in there to rebuild new chip plants, right? To rebuild manufacturing here in America. Where do you think the fucking manufacturing went? We used to do all that shit. And they sent it all to China. And now that we actually need to make that shit, they're like, hey, we gotta make sure we pass spending bills so we can rebuild all. We gotta make sure we give NVIDIA nice corporate carve-outs, maybe give them some stimulus. Let's give AMD some money. Let's give Intel some money. And let's just buy Intel, right? Let's just do all this stuff that we used to do here, guys. You know, corporations and your government sold you guys out years ago. And now they want you to pay to redo all the stuff that we used to do in the early 2000s. We used to do all this shit, you know, and now they've sent it all over there. The rich people got all the money, bought up all the assets, gave it to all the shareholders. They want you, the taxpayer, to subsidize all of them to bring it back here to America. Like, can you guys see how fucked up this is? So Trump could have worked on this thing simply by tariffing China. Do you guys know there's supposed to be a 100% tariff on China January 1st, 2026? Okay, didn't happen. Trump bitched out. Because people were bitching about the cost of stuff. Oh my God, the cost of things are going up. Okay. Meanwhile, the cost of gas has gone up 50% in 2 months. 50 fucking percent in 2 months. And people are bitching about tariffs. Are you fucking kidding me? Tariffs are going to be nothing when the cost of oil goes up 50% in 2 months. You wait till that filters down to the cost of all the goods you guys are buying. You think tariffs are bad? Wait till the cost of energy is $4 or $5 a gallon. Wait till the cost of natural gas goes up. The cost of energy to produce things here in America goes up. Okay, it's going to get real bad for a lot of you guys. And again, Trump was supposed to work on all this stuff. So when we say, oh God, Trump's working on all the things that some other person fucked up, bullshit. He's not working on it. He tried it. It didn't go very well for him, so he quit. And now he's moving on to the other thing. Some people call it tacoing, whatever you want. Trump bitched out. That's what it ultimately comes down to, okay? Now you can say, well, he's better than nothing. No. The guy ran on a specific set of goals. This included tariffs, right? This included bringing manufacturing back to America. When you say bringing manufacturing back to America, everybody knows it's going to be expensive, but you do it anyway because it takes a long time, right? But now we're just going to go fight wars. We're going to spend $2 billion a day to keep a Navy and the Marines over there in the Middle East. For what? For what? For a problem that we fucking created? Are you kidding me? That money could be here building houses, going to loans to small businesses to start new businesses. It could be going to helping subsidize healthcare. It could be going to helping subsidizing childcare. It could be going to any number of things, paying off student loan debt, right? And you'll get, oh my God, that's communism. No, I'm not saying it's communism. What I'm saying is stop spending the money on the military industrial complex and fighting wars that we created, right? Fighting wars that we created and use that money here. That's it. It's not communism, right? You can choose to spend it in the military, or you can choose to spend it here at home, or you can choose to not spend it at all, which they'll never do, by the way. But it's not as simple as just saying, well, no, you don't support the Middle East. You don't support the military. You don't want Trump to win. It's like, no, I voted for Trump 3 times. I want him to win. He had a winning message. The problem is that anytime it got tough, he bitched out. And it's just like you, at some point, this guy's got to be a man. He's got to be a fucking man and do what needs to be done. Otherwise, he's going to just nuke his presidency, and we're going to be left with whoever the Democrats put up. Because guess what, guys? You think the independents are going to vote for Trump after he fucked them? No, they're not. You think the Democrats are going to vote for Trump that jumped ship and gave him the popular vote, had him win all the swing states? Like, I hate to tell you this, guys. The swing states, these are your northern Midwestern states. These are not red states, guys. These are actually fairly blue states. He's going to lose all that stuff. And he'll just blame it on the fact that he's not running, or he'll blame it on Americans. He'll blame it on something. He'll blame it on anything other than himself. He had the message to win, and he backed away from it. He went 180 degrees the other way, So, all right, Trump didn't start any new wars. Iran has been, okay, God, Mr. Leno, fuck off, man. I'm so tired of hearing your, 47 years. If you really want to know what really happened in Iran, okay, here, Google this, bitch. I'm tired of you fucking people. You guys are so fucking retarded and ignorant, okay? Here's the thing. In 1953, America had a coup in Iran, okay? They basically took Mohammad Mossadegh, they drug him out there, they put in their own leader. This guy was called the Shah, right? People got sick of the fucking Shah, right? The IRGC came in there and said, you know what, fuck this guy. They put in their own fucking leader, okay? Iran was ruled by America for 20 years, okay? In 1980, America gave Iraq the precursor chemicals to make mustard gas and sarin gas. Then when Iran fought Iraq in the 1980s, they fucking gassed Iran, okay? So when people shout death to America, it's because we gave Iraq the weapons to fight Iran, killed 250,000 people, okay? So again, America is not clean in any of this, okay? We have created the problem in Iran. You can say, well, yeah, but after 1979, okay, what the fuck, man? Okay, let's go into JCPOA. 2015, right? Obama signs the JCPOA, figures out this thing. Took him 2 years to negotiate this fucking thing. Donald Trump rips it up in 2018. Oh, don't want this. And then what? So then Iran starts, again, they spent a year not doing anything, right? After that year, they started enriching uranium. They started doing their own thing because there's no fucking JCPOA agreement, right? But then Trump comes in and he says, well, you know what? The IAEA can't come in and do inspections anymore. Therefore, you guys aren't upholding your end of the non-nuclear weapons, the non-nuclear proliferation treaty, which you guys ratified in the 70s. You guys aren't living up to this. Therefore, we need to come in there because you're going to make a nuclear weapon. Okay, well, hey, wait a minute. So if Iran, right, signed on to the NPT, right, and they're subject to all the inspections of the IAEA, right, what about fucking Israel? Well, they didn't sign up. Okay, well, it sure seems like they fucking should because again, they have nuclear reactors, they have nuclear weapons. Or Israel stole their technology from America, right? Again, remember that fucking guy that got out of prison here a couple of years ago and then flew over there? I get it's like Jared, something I forget his name, But again, this guy they literally got their technology by stealing it from America. Okay, Iran was given their technology by signing up for NAFTA. They didn't steal it from anybody. Okay, now here's the thing. The reason Israel will not sign on to the NPT or have IAEA inspections is because they're not supposed to have nuclear weapons. They're not supposed to have nuclear technology at all. And if they do, guess what? America cannot associate with them because America is a part of the NPT. This is the reason that Iran is super fucking pissed off at this whole situation, and they should be, because it's wild hypocrisy with what America does. America has caused a bulk of the problem in Iran, not everything. 60% of all the fucking problems over there have either been caused by America fucking with the oil industry and fucking with the leaders in these sovereign countries, or Israel over there punching above its weight, fucking with everybody in the Middle East, right? And Donald Trump, in true American fashion, decided, oh, I'm going to go snatch somebody out of Venezuela. How do you think that's going to work out here in, say, 20 or 30 years? In 47 years, are we going to say, oh my God, it was so great that when we snatched somebody out of fucking Venezuela, right? And then you'll get people that say, well, yeah, but he was a criminal. America was just, they were going and apprehending him because America had a warrant out for his arrest. Like, okay, well, the ICC, the International Criminal Court, has a warrant out for Benjamin Netanyahu, okay? Why the fuck is that guy allowed to act with impunity, but Nicolas Maduro is not? Like, why does America, we recognize going and getting Nicolas Maduro, but we don't recognize the international community that was supposed to go get Benjamin Netanyahu for genocide? Okay, this is bullshit. This is America not living up to what America stands for and what America is. And this pisses me off as an American. It drives me crazy as a conservative Republican business owning guy here in the Midwest. It pisses me off to no end, and I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely tired of everyone pissing and shitting on the average American here in America. Every politician, every elite, every corporation. It just drives me crazy. It's not fair to the public. It's not what we voted for. And again, this happens over and over and over again. It needs to stop. So Mr. Lono, I like your comment, dude. Thank you for getting me worked up. I really appreciate it. But you're one of these people that you need to go do some research, dude. Go do a little bit of reading. There's some great books about this. Go listen to anyone that knows anything about the Middle East. Go look at Al Jazeera. Stop watching Fox News. Stop getting your information off X. Like, go to the places in the Middle East that are actually reporting on. Hell, go to the fucking Israeli Times, right? Go read their publications. You'll actually learn some shit. All right. Frank Aguilar. Good to see you, dude. 6860. All right. Gregson. See, when do we start to live with a balanced budget? Only spend what we have and then start to pay down debt. So this is a great comment, Craig. And again, sorry guys, I'm probably way behind in comments. I'm going to read Greg's comment and I'm going to scroll down to the end, guys. You'll have to do super chats and super comments to get your comment read right now. This is what happens. We get a lot of people in here. I want to interact with you guys as much as I can, but I can only read and talk so fast. All right, so Greg says, when do we start to live with a balanced budget, only spend what we have, and then start to pay down debt? Okay, this is the thing, Greg. We've been looking for a balanced budget amendment in this country for 20 years, right? Last balanced budget we had was under Clinton and Newt Gingrich. And the truth is we've never been able to get it again because the Fed just prints money at infinitum. If you guys go look at the M2 money supply, right? Go to the Fed, look at the M2 money supply. You'll see about 2001, right around 9/11, maybe a little bit after, the money supply just starts to go like this. It starts creeping up. And what you guys need to know about this is printed money. It starts to go up. And then it starts to do this, right? And then about 2008, it literally hockey sticks, right? And this is the same time, right after the great financial crisis, that inflation started to take off. And it's only gone up every year since. And this is why you guys cannot afford anything today, because we do not live within our means. Now, you, the average American, you better fucking live with your means. You better pay your taxes. You better pay your insurance. You better live by the rules. But the federal government, you don't have to audit Fort Knox. Department of Defense doesn't have to pass any audits, right? The military doesn't have to pass any audits, right? You can, what's the word I'm looking for? If you don't let the federal government come in and audit you, right? The IRS, they will put liens on all your shit. They will garnish your wages. They will take money out of your bank account, but you cannot ask the federal government to do the same thing. They do not live within the same rules that you have to live in. And this is ridiculous. And this is something that, again, like we all seem to fight like the poor versus the rich, men versus women, the class wars, black versus white, all these kind of things. It's wild, the kind of things we focus on. Meanwhile, everybody's getting fucked, right? And in some little way, you're all taking it up the ass. And the truth is that your federal government is not representing you. And that's all that we need to do. If we balance the budget tomorrow, guess what would happen, guys? And here's why it'll never happen. If you balance the budget tomorrow, right, that means you are taking $2 trillion a year and you are removing that from the economy immediately, right? There we go, step of fingers. You're doing it immediately, right? Which means you would have a mini recession right off the bat. And this is what unfortunately needs to happen. You know, nobody wants to hear this. I lose people every time I try and talk about this thing, but America needs a depression. It needs a recession. It needs all of these corporations, all of these AI data centers. You think these AI data centers would be in business right now if the federal government wasn't printing $2 trillion a year and all these corporations didn't have these massive corporate carve-outs? They wouldn't be doing this shit. Not at all. There would be no money for this, right? This is like, anyway, Greg, I love your comment. We need a balanced budget amendment. There's a couple people, I think Rand Paul might be a guy who's been trying to pass this for a long time. At some point, you guys have to be willing to say what you're going to take less of. And the truth is that almost nobody in my chats ever says what they're willing to take less of. It's always what somebody else can give, and it's or what somebody else can take less of, I should say. And it's ridiculous. It needs to change. All right, scrolling down to the very bottom, guys. Sorry, I can't keep up. Super chats, super gifts. Get your comment read right away. Okay, Frank Ag. No, hold on. Let's go into someone new. Tim B. Oh, Dustin here. Dustin M5D. I don't think he's a liberal. He wants America to be able to be self-sustaining. As of now, we are not. We have a lot of real work to do in order to get there. Yeah, and again, Dustin, this thing. Again, a lot of people think that I'm a liberal. Some people think that I'm a conservative. I'm a 3-time Trump voter. I've never voted Democrat my entire life. I live in Illinois, right, which is a very liberal, liberal state, I guess I should say. My business is in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, again, I got a furniture company. I got 9 guys that work for me. We do low 7 figures in business. We do about 500 pieces a year. It's a great business. Okay, so when I talk about making things in America and making America work for Americans, this is what I do. Okay, I'm not some fucking guy in a garage, making furniture, putting it on YouTube so you guys can watch me make, bullshit tables and whatever. I actually have to make enough furniture to keep people employed that make furniture, that paint furniture, that sand furniture, that deliver furniture, okay? We need more people in this country that do what it is that I do. Not making furniture, but run small businesses. Understand that the tax system is screwing you guys, right? The federal government is screwing you guys. The regulatory environment in America is making it more expensive for everyone. And when you're a large corporation, guess what? You don't have to play by any of the rules because you can just have the work done in China where there are no regulations. There's no insurance. There's no tort law. You're not going to be sued if you have your shit made in China. Okay? It's not going to happen. You're not going to have an employee that's going to come after you in court. It's not going to happen, right? The spray booth regulations, the paint regulations, the paint waste regulations, the employment regulations that we have here in America, guess what? They don't exist in China. When you bring the third world in here, guess what? The people that bring it here, they don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. So you can pay them a regular wage, but you don't have to worry about them suing you. You don't have to worry about, them wanting respirators or wanting explosion-proof lighting, right? You don't have to worry about any of that shit. They have no fucking idea. And that's why these people are here. So yeah, I get really fucking frustrated when people try and tell me how America works and what we need in this country. And oh my God, Eric's a liberal, Eric's a Republican, Eric doesn't know what he's talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about because I've been in business for 10 years. Okay, I've been in business for a long time. And as a furniture maker and a paint company, very difficult things to do. So anyway, if you guys like this kind of content, hit the like button, add a discussion. It helps when we hit the likes. It helps kick it around to more people. And again, let me know. What do you guys think of the Trump presidency so far? Is he nuking his presidency? Is he doing exactly what you want him to do? Is he doing better than you thought? Worse than you thought? Let me know. Let's bat it around. All right, Tim B. 7762, it's all a dream in his head. All right, David Thompson, 3415. Thank God for the Trump administration. All right, David Thompson, let me know what you think, man. Let me know what you like about it. Frank Aguilar, liberals are pigeonholed. They don't see the bigger picture. It's more all about them in their immediate needs. They don't look at the big picture and the road down ahead for the future. I guess the road down ahead for the future. And again, I don't know that liberals are that way. I think liberals are just they're bleeding hearts, right? Liberals generally are people that went to college. They're academic type people. They live in the theoretical world, right? They live in the world of the internet, right? In the theory, right? Whereas more Republican-minded people, conservative type people, we actually make things. We have to actually take a real physical thing and then turn it into something else. And these are very different worlds, And I think that's one of the reasons Democrats and Republicans are just so different. We see things so differently. All right, Mr. Lotto. See, he is smarter than the military and the world it helps protect. Okay, Mister. Again, those days are over, dude. We can't afford it. You cannot afford this military. Trump wants a $1.5 trillion military budget. Like Mr. Leno, let me know. Or is it, excuse me, Mr. Lono, I guess? Mr. Lono, let me know. Like, where do you cut spending? Like, if you want a $1.5 trillion military budget, okay, what are you willing to give up? You got to give up 600 billion somewhere. Where are you going to give it up? Social Security and Medicare are where all of your big ticket items are. Are you going to cut those? Are you going to cut the Section 8? You're going to cut food stamps? You're going to cut Medicaid? What the fuck are you going to cut? Because again, everybody loves to talk about somebody else's problems, but again, where are you going to get $600 billion? What, are your tax cuts going to bring lots of revenue? That has never happened. Not one fucking time has more revenue come into the federal government because of tax cuts. It doesn't happen. And then the minute you do get more revenue into the federal government, guess what happens? The feds just spend more money. The Congress will just blow more money. They never put that money away for a rainy day because they got the Fed. And the Fed will just print money. Whatever they need, the Fed will print it. Because they need to buy your guys' votes. Because you all want something. And instead of saying, you know what, federal government, fuck off. I don't want you to give me anything. I want nothing. I don't want your Section 8. I don't want your corporate carve-outs. I don't want your fucking, whatever, your Medicare, your Medicaid, your Social Security. I don't want any of it. I want to keep my money and then go do what I want to do with my own money. Okay. You know what would happen if the Fed stopped printing money? If the government started balancing a budget, you would see massive deflation in this country. You want to see the cost of housings get cut 30%? They'd be cut inside of a year. You want to see the cost of autos come down 30, 40% inside of a year? You balance the budget. That's all you got to do. Stop printing money. It makes everybody's dollars go further. Because once the depression happens or the recession happens, guess what happens? You start to build back up on a better footing, right? You get more competition. Because here's the truth, guys. As long you can print all the money you want, you can increase the money supply all you want, as long as productivity increases with it. But the problem, guys, is that productivity has dropped in this country. Spending has increased, or I should say money printing has increased. And this is the thing that no one can figure out. Like, why do you guys think everything got so fucking expensive during COVID? There was money. Everyone had tons of money. They were just splashing money throughout the economy. Guess what happened to prices? They shot up immediately because everybody had money to buy everything, right? So when the federal government puts money into the economy, if that money doesn't start producing more goods and services, it creates inflation. And this is what's happened. And I don't know if people just don't understand this concept. I don't know why it's such a difficult thing for people to understand, but I don't know. All right, Russell Dixon, good to see you, dude. So historically, England made that mess in the Middle East. Yes, that's right. And it started with what was called the Iranian Oil Company, which was actually British Petroleum. So yes, Russell Dixon, excuse me. Yeah. And again, we can go back to colonialism. We can go back to all that kind of shit. I don't want to even talk about it. It's not really even important. But you always get these parrots, that say, oh my God, Iran's been shouting death to America for 47 years. Iran, they're so bad. They're so terrible. They hate Americans. They want to create a nuke and nuke anyone. Okay, I was like, good. Find me one country that got a nuclear weapon that used it. You can't find one. And the truth is because when you get nuclear weapons are fantastic deterrents. You want to watch America leave the Middle East right away? Watch Iran show up with a nuclear weapon. We'll be fucking out of there in a heartbeat because nobody wants to deal with it, right? It's the optics of someone using a nuclear weapon are just devastating, and so you'll never see it happen. But odds are it's not going to happen anytime in the near future. And again, you can say, oh, well, Iran, they're going to use it. Okay, well, what about North Korea? What about Pakistan? What about Egypt? What about India? What about China? What about Russia? No one ever uses them. Because they're not meant to be used in an offensive way. They're meant to be used as a deterrent, and they work amazingly. So anyway, all right. Who's this? Tom has blue eyes. All right, great. Trump rocks. Okay, well, Tom has blue eyes. Let us know what you like about Trump. All right, Trump reached out, but yet you are pot calling the kettle black. Okay, I don't know what you're even saying, Frank. Give me some more context, man. Give me something I can actually go back and what do you mean I'm the pot calling the kettle black? I don't even know what the hell that means. All right, Eric Powell, good to see you, dude. Trump sold us out. He campaigned on peace. No, and again, I don't know if Trump campaigned on peace, but Trump did campaign on tariffs. Trump campaigned on the largest deportations in American history, which is a pretty high bar to set, by the way. He ran on bringing manufacturing back to America. He ran on enforcing the rule of law. He ran on all kinds of things, and it's fantastic. I mean, hell, I've got a list of them. He ran on here. Here's the top ones, guys. So he ran on sealing the border and stopping migration invasion, right? Which he absolutely did that. Carry out the largest deportation in American history. Okay, that was too hard. End inflation and make America affordable again. Okay, he clearly fucked up on that one. He doesn't care about that one. Remember what he says? Oh, I don't think about America's financial situation. He actually thinks that going over to Iran, right? Whatever he does, like say best case scenario, say Iran gives up. Okay, what's that? What does that do for the average American? Oh, it creates peace. It means that they're never going to have a nuclear weapon. Okay, I don't know about you guys. The thought of Iran never crossed my mind. The thought of a nuclear weapon never crossed my mind. None of these things ever crossed my mind. You know what did cross my mind? When Israel was doing genocide for the last 2 years. Okay, that really crossed my mind. Okay, you know what also crossed my mind? When Europe was fucking us for the last whatever 60 years, right? As they sucked off the American NATO, right? Well, they got free healthcare and free childcare. Okay, I certainly thought about that. You know what else I think about? I sure think about fucking Israel getting free healthcare, free childcare over there, right? That really pisses me off as a fucking American. Okay, I'm tired of paying for the rest of the world to have the things that Americans say they want, right? And you can say, oh, you don't want healthcare. That's going to lead to communism, right? Oh, there's long wait lines. Okay, oh, you don't want childcare. You don't want the federal government paying for that shit. Okay, again, what did I start out the beginning of this talk with? America is allowed to be wrong. Okay, the American people are allowed to be wrong. If the American people say they want healthcare, give them fucking healthcare. Okay, because what they didn't vote for was going to Iran. Okay, oh, Iran's going to have a nuclear weapon. Okay, good, fine, let them have it. We didn't vote for that. I'm sorry we didn't. Okay, there was no declaration of war because the Congress is the people. No person said, let's go to war in Iran. And even though after April 28th, Donald Trump was supposed to go to Congress and say, hey, you know what? We need to do a declaration of war because we've passed the 60 days that we're allowed to use to start conflicts around the world with the military at the executive level. He's like, oh, no, the war's over. Okay. And what I think tonight, isn't he supposed to have a talk with fucking Benjamin Netanyahu and they're going to talk about Iran tonight? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. Our president doesn't follow the rules. Our president doesn't give a shit about the Constitution. Our Congress is such pussies. They're such bitches. They don't want to go on the record. They don't want to fight the president. They don't want to say, hey, you know what, executive branch, get fucked. The power to send America to war resides with the Congress. They don't want to do it. They've tried to vote for it, I think, 3 or 4 times, and it always comes down. It never passes. You know, and it's disgusting. It's so disgusting what's happened in this country, and I'm so frustrated. All right, who else we got in here? We got Stephen McGowan. Is it Stephen McGowan? 1780. All right, whoever thinks course to all the Middle East problems is talking shit. Whoever thinks, I don't know what you said, whoever thinks caused all the Middle East problems is talking shit. Fill us in, Stephen. Let us know exactly what we're talking about. Appreciate your comment, dude. All right, Nemius, okay, dude, I cannot say it. 4123. Good afternoon. The greatest treasure a man can have is the self. Oh God, here we go. A lot of Jesus stuff. I don't know where all this stuff comes from. Alt channel 96, 93. Is the lamp on? Yes, the lamp is on. He gets the lamp for the Christmas store if you guys want to see it. It's came in a crate. My mom got it for me. It's awesome. Today we're drinking Cayman Jacks. After the chat, I'm gonna go eat burgers, drink beers, and watch live music. All right, Mr. Lono. So I only get my news from people from Iran. They tell the truth on what is going on. That's fantastic, Mr. Lono. Let me know what sources you're using. I would love to know. I looked at a lot of different news sources. I'm being completely honest. I don't just look at Fox News and CNN and X. I really like Al Jazeera. There are some news sources in Ireland. There's some news sources in Israel. There's a lot of great places to find news. So I like what you're saying there. All right, typical liberal attacking his audience. All right, again, I'm not a liberal. I'm not attacking my audience. And the truth is, if you guys want to know the demographics, most people on YouTube are Republican-leaning people. And again, I've never voted Democrat my entire life. 3-time Trump voter. I live in Illinois. I'm a Republican in the state of Illinois. You know, so but whatever, dude. And again, another thing, like what? You can't criticize your president. You can't criticize your party, right? Is that kind of the thing? Is that how we're going to look at this? Because as far as I'm concerned, and you guys let me know what you think, I don't think it matters what you are, Democrat, liberal, doesn't matter. It's all a uniparty, right? The whole point of our political system is to get your tax dollars. Okay, remember we fought this. We had this little thing. We had we fought a war over a 2% tax on tea. You guys are being taxed Most of you at 30 to 50% right now. By the time you factor in your federal, your state, your local, county, sales tax, income taxes, property taxes, all these taxes, you guys are being taxed to death and you don't even see it. And I can't figure it out. Like, why more people aren't screaming at their politicians, right? I got fucking stupid Tammy Duckworth here, right? Dick Durbin. I got the fucking most retarded politicians here in Illinois. I got Josh Hawley, again, Trump dick sucker over in Missouri. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, again, all these politicians suck, right? You guys know right now that there's a lot of people trying to oust this Thomas Massey guy. Like, they're spending, like, I heard anywhere from 25 to $50 million, like all out of state money, by the way, to kick this guy out of office. And like, for what? Because he wants a balanced budget, because he wants the Epstein files released. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know, like, I don't, because he's anti-intervention. Like, what are they? Why are they spending so much money trying to get this guy out of office? It doesn't make any sense. And who gives a fuck about a guy from Kentucky of all places? Like, geez Louise. All right, Russell Dixon. The whole world is in debt to forfeit. Yeah, and again, everyone's in debt because money doesn't matter, right? The bold thing to do would literally be the country that says, you know what, we're not going to do this anymore, right? We're the greatest country on earth. We have the largest market in the world. We are going to pay for our spending. We're going to pay for our social benefits. We're going to pay for our welfare. We're going to pay for, you know, any tax cuts we want to give you. We're going to pay for everything, right? But we're going to do it with a balanced budget. And that means we got to do tariffs, right? You want to be in the third world, you want to be China, you want to be India, you want to be Singapore, you want to sell into America, right? Where every American buys more shit and pays more for everything that comes in from the third world. You want to operate here? Guess what? You're going to pay for it. That I got no problems with that, right? You want to beat the tariffs? Start a fucking company. Start making shit here in America. Plain and simple. You guys want to see your wages go up? You want to see Americans get paid real money? Tell Nike they can't fucking make shoes over in the Philippines anymore. Tell them Thailand, no more making shoes in Thailand. Okay, guess what happens, right? Nike goes, holy shit, this is gonna fucking bankrupt our company. You think the people at Nike are just gonna be like, well, I guess that's it. No more making shoes in the third world. I guess we're just gonna have to go do something else. No. They're going to be like, holy shit, we got to start fucking hiring people here in America. We got to bring this equipment back to America. We got to start making fucking shoes here. It's going to get expensive. Well, where do we get the workers? Well, we can't bring the third world in here because the president closed that bitch up. Well, we can't get the H-1Bs in here. We can't get the ag workers in here. We can't get these workers in here fast enough. I guess we got to hire Americans because we got to make some fucking money. And they're going to start hiring you guys. And then you're going to say, well, you know what? I'm not working for $2.50 an hour like Dim over there in Thailand. You're going to have to pay me $30 an hour. Oh, yeah. And guess what? I like ear protection. I like a hard hat, right? I like safety glasses. I like a respirator. I like my facility to be well lit and not smell like fucking paint and glue. Guess what happens? Suddenly, America becomes a great place to work. Oh my God. You got to treat your fucking employees good. It's not complicated, guys. Like, I'm here to tell you guys, all these corporations, do you think are going to raise your prices? They will, 100%. The prices will go up because they got to pay you a living wage. They got to pay you some real fucking money because they need workers. It's not like the executives at Nike are just going to, they're going to go pick up their scissors and start cutting out leather. They're going to start programming their Gerbers and cutting all the patterns that make the shoes. They're going to get out there and injection mold all the soles. They're not going to do that work. This is not what these people do. They will find a way to make their product here in America. I guarantee it. Same thing with China. You tell Apple, you know what, Apple? You want to make your fucking iPhone in China? Guess what? Ain't happening. You're going to make it here in America. Oh, it's going to be too expensive. We can't find any workers. Well, I guess you're just going to have to try. What do you think? Apple's just like, guess we're not going to work here in America. We had a great run, but it just doesn't work. We can't make phones here anymore. Bullshit. They will absolutely make that stuff. And guess what? You might get a lot more immigration. You might finally get that immigration policy that we've been talking about for 22 years at this point. Everyone always says, we need more workers. We need more workers. We need more people here. Americans aren't fucking anymore. Americans aren't having kids anymore. Americans aren't doing anything anymore. All they do is look at their phones. All they do is bitch about the cost of everything, right? This is all Americans do. Guess what? You need real immigration reform. Let's get some fucking people in here. But you're not going to get that, guys. As long as you allow everything to be manufactured in the third world and you bring the third world in here to do all the works that Americans won't do, you guys are never going to catch a break, man. I'm sorry. And every time they tell you, we'll just go to college, go get your fucking 10th PhD and your fucking 4th master's degree, and maybe you can make some money. Like, it ain't going to happen, guys. I'm sorry. It just won't. You are competing with the rest of the world. Even though you have the greatest country and the greatest marketplace in the entire world, it all goes to C-suites. It all goes to shareholders. It all goes to the smartest of the smartest, right? And the most intellectual of the most intellectual, the most ambitious of the most ambitious, and the average person gets fucked. You can't beat inflation. Your wages will not go up fast enough to beat inflation, right? Trump's like, I'm going to crush inflation. I'm going to make America affordable again, right? What happened? Oh, yeah, right? It started out as 2.4%, 2.6%, 3%, 3.4%. Now we're at 3.8%. Like, you thought tariffs were bad? Fighting a war of choice in Iran has caused the cost of everything to go up in this country exponentially. 50%, guys. That's the cost of gas has gone up in 2 months. LNG is going up. Electricity is going to go up. Like, diesel is $7 a gallon, right? What do you think those fucking ships run on that run coal that power your guys' home, right? What do you think those things run? You think they run on fucking hopes and dreams? They run on suicidal empathy. They run on college degrees. It's fucking diesel, guys. It's bunker oil. Like, holy shit, man. Like, I don't get it, dude. Like, I do not get it. All right, let's see. Eric Powell, no audits. Yeah, and again, you guys try and tell if the IRS shows up at your door and says, yo, we're going to audit your guys' taxes. You go, hey, you know what, IRS? Go fuck yourself. Like, when you audit the Department of Defense, you can come audit me. Guess what? They're going to come take all your shit and they're going to throw you in jail. They will. Meanwhile, the Department of Defense gets more money every year. Oh, yeah, and they have the balls to come ask Congress for a $600 billion increase. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, this should drive all you guys crazy. I mean, it should drive absolutely crazy. So, anyway, appreciate everyone being here. Hit the like button, guys. Add to the discussion. Hit the subscribe button. You like this kind of content. My name is Eric Wilkin. I own the Resplendent Crow here in St. Louis, Missouri. We're a fine furniture making company. We do about 500 pieces a year. We got 9 people, I think about 10 people now that work for us. We do a low 7 figures. We've been in business for 10 years. Me and my wife own this company, and it's not an easy way to make money. You're probably never going to get rich, but it's a decent middle-class living, and it feels good teaching people things. It feels good making American products. When I talk about tariffs, okay, I actually know what tariffs are. I'm an importer, right? I make hardware in India. I've got 2 manufacturing companies over there that make hardware for me, and we are constantly importing stuff into America for our furniture, right? So when I talk about tariffs and how importing and exporting works, I talk about it from the standpoint of someone that actually does it, okay? So there you go. All right, more comments. All right, who's this? Odd Wada. Interesting name. Let's see. Unless you're a politician. Okay, not sure what you're saying there. Frank Aguilar, 6860. Let's call Iran what it really is. Persia. In 1935, Iran changed its name to Persia. Okay, fine. Whatever, dude. Let's call Iran today what it really is, a war of choice. Like, do you guys realize that, like, there's over 50 vessels traveling through the Strait of Hormuz every single day? Gas was $2.59 a gallon. Inflation was coming down, right? It had a 2 on it. Mortgages were coming down. The 10-year yield was coming down prior to this conflict. And then suddenly Donald Trump's like, well, we had to go because Israel was going to fight them. Like, great, let Israel go fight them. Okay, we got our own fucking battles to fight here. We're $40 trillion in debt. Okay, we don't have money to go fight a war in Iran. Well, what about our bases? What about Saudi Arabia? What about United Arab Emirates? These are our allies. Okay, Trump's been talking shit on all those people forever. Okay, what? Suddenly he has a heart. He cares about these people. I'm sorry, he doesn't. Right? What he's trying to do is he's trying to protect the petrodollar. He's trying to make sure that the rest of the world needs America and sees America as being the safest place on earth, right? Which allows us to print money. It's so fucking frustrating, guys. Like, the whole goal is to make sure that when the rest of the world is in chaos, the only safe haven is America. This is why we've been able to print money forever. This is why the quality of life here has been so good forever. But it's caught up with us, guys. $40 trillion in debt. Inflation, 3.8%. The next inflation rate, guys, is going to be 4.4% probably. Okay, on its way to 5. Just because of oil. And all Donald Trump wants to, all the federal government wants to be able to do is to print money all the time. Like, if you guys don't know how this stuff kind of works, like, again, you have to have people coming into America, investing, buying treasuries, and buying T-bills, right? It's very important that this happens. This allows the Fed to then print money, right? The Fed comes in, it buys mortgage-backed securities, it buys all kinds of notes, it buys all kinds of shit, and then allows the federal government to spend infinite amounts of money, okay? It's infinite, guys. There's no number that they cannot print. But when they do that, if products and services do not run at a consummate rate, right? More money, less services means the cost of everything gets more expensive because everyone has dollars to buy everything. All right. Thanks for the comment, guys. All right. See, Iran just attacked a nuke facility, and our bombers are in the air, ready to invade the country. That's news. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Frank. And again, Iran just bombed a nuclear. What? Who gives a fuck? Who cares? I don't give a shit. Whether they bomb one of our nuclear facilities, like unless it's one of America's, I don't give a shit. I do not care. If Israel wants to go fuck with Iran, great, let them. Let them have it out. I don't give a shit. Like, we got things to worry about here. We need to build housing in this country. Okay, I've said it a million times, guys. We need to start building things that last 50 years or more. That's what we need to start building in this country, because that's the only way that the cost of housing is going to come down. It's only we can build it fast enough that wealthy people can't buy it up and rent it out to you guys. Like, Jesus, this isn't fucking complicated, guys. Like, every time you give a poor person $1, guess what? They immediately go buy it on food, right? They then need $1 the next day. And the cycle continues forever. The poor person never gets ahead. The supply of food in this country never grows. The supply of whatever you pay poor people never gets better. It stays the same because of the consolidation of the food industry, the consolidation of the housing industry, the consolidation of the apartment industry. And it never gets better because we can't catch up. The federal government and wealthy people are in collusion to create scarcity and to keep scarcity in America. We can't build enough shit here because the wealthy people control it all. And the minute you get it out there, they just buy it all up. Okay, do some research on Section 8, guys. Understand how Section 8 works. It's a fucking scam. You guys subsidize all of the Section 8 housing in this country. It's all bought up by wealthy people, and they just collect a check from the federal government. It's disgusting. Walmart, massive corporate carve-outs. The wealthiest family in America, right? The Walton family. Again, poor people and Walmart's own employees are on welfare. They use that welfare money to make Walmart rich. Okay? This is a crime. This is theft from the American people. You keep people poor by not paying them enough money to be able to buy your fucking products, and then you use Americans to subsidize that. Like, and you get the corporate carve-outs. A lot of your shit that they sell at Walmart, in fact, most of the shit that's sold at Walmart is made in China, where none of the regulations are. None of them. Ugh. Okay, Mr. X3964, dancing around to the different tunes to survive while the system is slowly imploding. Man, I better fucking hurry up. I am ready for this system to fucking implode. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm ready for a depression. I'm ready for a recession. It's going to be bad for everyone. I know that I could possibly lose my business if it happened, but God damn it, guys, like, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. These large corporations, they need to go out of business. You need new blood in this country, new businesses. You can't, like, every large corporation can't be too big to fail. The Fed can't just constantly print money so that Democrats can buy votes and Republicans can keep corporate carve-outs going. We have got to stop the spending. You've got to get the money out of the federal government. The only reason we can go to war right now, guys, with Iran, because Trump feels like it, is because of all the fucking printing money. That's all it is. It's just printing fucking money, guys. If the Department of Defense had to pass an audit, guess what, guys? Their money would be cut in half because it's wasted. If Lockheed had to pass a fucking audit, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, Halliburton, if these guys had to pass a fucking audit, they would be kicked out of being able to buy contracts, being able to bid on any of this shit. They'd all be kicked out because it's all corrupt. And almost everything you guys need to know, if a company has so much money that they can spend it on buying politicians, okay, this is a crooked industry. It's a crooked country. It's a crooked system. Okay? Like, again, there's years where I will make some extra money and it's great. I'm able to give some money to my employees. I'm able to buy some new equipment. Maybe I can put some money in that. Maybe I can buy a new house one year. Maybe I can buy a car. Maybe I can buy something. But most of the years, guys, it's kind of a break-even kind of a situation. Okay? These companies that have had these military contracts, they've been making billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. And I like a strong military. I like the idea of some country coming over to America and fucking with us, and then we just go annihilate them. I want to have that kind of a military, but I don't want to do it with crooked companies and crooked politicians. Go back and look at how many companies there used to be. Back in the 90s, there was 54 fucking military contractors. Today, there's 5. Okay, you can't tell me that's good for America. You can't tell me that is an American concept. America is built on competition and innovation. You can't have competition and innovation with 5 companies selling everything to the federal government. I'm sorry, you can't. Same thing with grocery stores. You can't have competition in the grocery industries when you got Publix, you got Kroger, you got Walmart, you got Deerbergs, you got what's it, Dixie, you got. I mean, there's like a handful of these fucking companies, and when you think you're buying something from an alternative company, they own the brand. It's just like, God dang, it drives me crazy, guys. And they use all this extra money to give to shareholders who, again, say, this is great. We want this to continue. Meanwhile, you guys get no innovation. Prices never come down because nobody wants to increase the supply to push the competition on the people that are creating the products today. Nobody wants to do it. And that's what would happen if you had real competition. Anyway, sorry, guys. I've running my mouth a lot there. Let's see. Frank Aguilar here was saying a nuclear plant is owned by the UAE. Okay, again, I don't give a shit about the UAE, dude. Like, I don't care. Great country. Love what they're doing, but I'm not worried about. I'm worried about American problems. I'm worried about the cost of housing. I'm worried about things like childcare. I'm worried about healthcare. I'm worried about mom and dad both having to work. Right? There's no option to just stay home. Right? Say, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to make that much money. I'm going to stay home. My wife's going to stay home. My husband's going to stay home. We're going to have some kids. We're going to live a simple life. That option does not exist in America today. Zero option, zero opportunity. And again, with property taxes shooting through the roof after COVID, there's no opportunity to just stay home. You can't do it. It is impossible to make enough money in this country with a single a member of the family working, unless you're wildly successful. That is not what America's supposed to be. America's supposed to work for the average person, not just the wealthy or the fucking dirt poor. So, all right, here we go. Scroll into the end, guys. All right, love it. So we got a gift coming in. Sorry, guys, I was running my mouth here. I need to look at where all our gifts are. I appreciate when it sends anything, man. That's really cool. They said something called like a like a flow state. Again, I will get to your super gift. Hold on there. Let me scroll through. Sorry, guys, I'm going to lose a couple people as I try and run through. I will get back to comments. Give me just 1 second, guys. I try to always respond to you guys. You put super chat, super gifts. So I want to make sure I say hi to or respond to your comment. Okay, and I'm not seeing it, which is kind of odd. So, all right. Well, I appreciate the super gift whoever sent it. If I run into it, I will call you out. So, all right, here we go. This is Dongashi 9489. 9489. I don't know why the young generation American goes to college and then then drowns in debt rather than go and accept apprenticeships in some sort of skill. Yeah, and again, this is what things I do. Again, as I own a furniture company, guys. I got 10 people that work for me now, and I've taught many people how to make furniture. I've taught many people how to do transporting, painting, all kinds of things, and you can make good money, guys. The problem is, I tell you guys this all the time. NAFTA happened in the 90s, North American Free Trade Agreement, right? What really fucked America was 2001. We let China the World Trade Organization. This allowed more countries to be able to deal with China, to send their work to China, right? To have reciprocal trade deals, right? To send labor over there, to send manufacturing over there. And what happened is when they were shoveling all those jobs over to China in the third world, they had to have something to do. Right. So what do you tell the people if there's no apprenticeships, right? So instead of learning how to build furniture, that fucking furniture goes to Vietnam, right? Well, what do you do with that person? You say, hey, you know what? You can go to school. You can be a manager, right? You can be Gordon Gekko. You can trade stocks. You can work on Wall Street. You can go work in office. You can be an engineer. You can be a doctor. Just go to school. Oh, and I know you're worried about the cost of going to school. We'll subsidize it. We'll pay for it. We'll guarantee the loans. So again, if you're an 18-year-old kid, right, you're like, hey, you know what? I could go work for Eric in the factory, or I can go fuck bitches in college, right? Go live my best life. Go do whatever I want to go do. Get that basket weaving degree. Maybe I'll go get the 10 millionth business degree. Maybe I'll get the 10 millionth psychology degree. I'll go live my best life, right? And then you're a parent, right? You're a parent that's working in construction. Like, well, I don't want my fucking kid to do this. I guess I need to send them to school. And then they send them to school. And the cycle perpetuates itself for 20 years, guys. And now it's coming to a reckoning. We're having to reckon with the repercussions for sending all these people to school. And it's not difficult. It's common sense, right? If you have too many people doing the same job, what happens to that job? It becomes less valuable. Unless that market just continues to grow and grow and grow. And I'm here to tell you guys, the fucking business degree ain't worth the fucking the paper that it's printed on. Psychology degree, Like the only reason we have so many psychologists today is because we conditioned everyone to think that they're all fucked up, right? We told men, oh, you need to talk about your feelings. You know, you're feeling down today. Why don't you go talk to a psychologist? Look at my friend BetterHelp. You know, click on my link here on YouTube. Go to my BetterHelp. Use my discount code. Go talk to a psychologist. You know, when the truth is that what men say to other men when they're feeling down is say, you know what, fucking, let's go get a beer. You know, hey, let's go fucking shoot some hoops. Let's go hunting. Let's go, hey, come over here and help me work on my car. You know, I'm feeling kind of down today. You know, men say to other men, say, you know what? Fucking man up, dude. Like fucking, we all have hard days, you know, toughen up. No, don't do that. That's not what you need to do. You need to make sure that, you know, they talk about their feelings. You know, I'm here to tell you guys, here's something I'll tell you guys. It's the truest thing you're ever going to hear. You know what solves depression immediately? Go get in a supercar. Go drive down the highway about 150 miles an hour. Okay. No depression. It's gone. You don't feel anything. You don't feel bad. In fact, you feel amazing, right? You feel bad about your life. Oh, I can't get new items. It's not fair. My wife doesn't like me. My kids aren't doing good. I can't get anything done at work. Go build a fence. Sitting there with a clamshell postal digger and just working hard, you know, moving a wheelbarrow around as you're working on your porch, fucking feels awesome. Okay. Guess what? Magically, your problems go away for a while. Okay. But no, we need more psychology. Let's make sure we get lots of educated people, right? And the more educated people we get in this country, guess what happens? Everything gets more expensive. Because guess what educated people love? They love regulations. They love the environment. They love safety. They love DEI. You know, I tell the story all the time of the fucking bridge, and go Google the bridge they're trying to build in Baltimore, Maryland right now. They can't fucking build the thing. 30% of all the people that are supposed to work on that project need to be black people or women. In the construction industry. Have you guys ever been on a fucking job site? Are you fucking kidding me? There are no black people. Every now and again you'll see some, but there aren't any. And guess what there really aren't? Less than black people are fucking women. I'm sorry. You can't have a construction project where you have to have 30% of all the people be DEI. I'm sorry. You know who comes up with that shit? Managers. People with business degrees. People with MBAs. You know why? Because they want that sweet, sweet federal fucking money. That's why. That's the only reason this shit happens. It's fucking bullshit. You know why you can't build a building right now? Because you got to do a fucking land impact study. These things take years. You know, what's it going to do to the smelt? How's the spotted owl going to react? Well, if we have to move this stream, well, how's it going to affect the ecology downstream 10 years from now? And the truth is, who gives a fuck? We need infrastructure. The people in Baltimore, Maryland, they don't give a fuck about the Native American Indians if it was built on stolen land. There was a bridge there 3 years ago, and guess what? There isn't a bridge there now. Build the same fucking bridge. Get it done. What about the black lesbian women? Fuck them. What about the gay men? Fuck them too. Well, you got to make sure you got some Native Americans on there. They can all get fucked. I want the best builder to build me a bridge at not the lowest price, but the next lowest. I want to pay medium price for the product. I don't give a fuck who does it. Just build me a goddamn bridge. This is what the taxpayers want. But everything we try and do, whether it's the military, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's helping the poor, whether it's doing corporate carve-outs, whether it's hiring people to fucking IRS, it's all this DEI, educated, college, managerial, MBA, PhD fucking bullshit. So, sorry, guys. Here we go. Again, I never graduated high school, guys. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm an idiot. Okay, I just build furniture. I'm a dumb furniture maker. All right, let's see. Thank you, St. Louis. Okay, hello from Kansas City. All right, Cameron Johnson, let us know where you're at, dude. I was just there in Kansas City. I love hanging out in Kansas City. One of our daughters goes to school there. Was it KCMU? I forget the acronym. All right, Dustin, love you, bro. All right, later, dude. All right, Hedon Gashi 9489. Apprenticeships doesn't just give you the knowledge; it gives you the experience. Yeah, okay. Here we go, guys. So here's the way I always lay it out to people. Okay. You can go to work for Eric at the factory. Okay, I'm using me as just a general, like go to work right out of high school. Okay, as a business owner, as a guy that builds shit, as a guy that has kids, there's nothing more that I want as a business owner than for a young person, to come in and say, you know what, I want to work for you. I want to build furniture. I want to paint furniture. I want to learn to do something. I just need a job. Okay, there's nothing more we want. Okay, these people do not exist. The majority of them end up going to college and learning some bullshit job from some bullshit guy who was so good at it that he fucking failed and became a professor. Okay. I don't do it. I am the professor. I'm the business owner and the fucking professor. We need more people coming in and learning this shit. Not everyone, but more people, right? I say it all the time. I'm not against academia. I'm just against academia telling dumb people that somehow they're going to get smart by going to college. You ain't fucking getting smart. College is for smart people. How do you know they're smart? Well, what about the poor people in the fucking urban communities? I don't give a shit. I'm tired of thinking about the poor, black people, women, white people, Asian people. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with it. Okay. You need more people going to work. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And again, if you go to college, guess what? You spend 4 years, right? You build relationships with professors, you build relationships with other students. Well, guess what you don't do? You don't build a relationship with an employer, okay? Come out of high school, right? Start building furniture for Eric. He'll teach you some things, okay? After 4 years, guess what? You're making $60, $70, $80,000 a year. You've worked for me for 4 years. Guess what? You think I'm going to get rid of you? Ain't happening, because there's nothing worse that an employer wants than to try and hire new people. I never want to get rid of employees, right? Oh, the employers, you guys you love getting rid of people. You just want to get rid. Once they start making somebody, you get rid of them. Once they're close to retirement, you get rid of them. Bullshit. There's nothing more aggravating than having to let go of an employee, or an employee leaves and then I got to go find another one. It's the worst. So again, the math on going to college does not math anymore unless you're going in for STEM. You're going to be a doctor. It doesn't math to go into psychology. Psychology is a bullshit industry to begin with. Okay. Again, have some friends. Go buy some, go drive some cars. Go make some shit. Like, this is how you fix depression. Get out in the woods. Go hang out with some people. Go watch some live music. So anyway, that's all. All right, Frank Aguilar. Let's hold on. All right, Frank, hold on. Read your comment. All right, I think his channel could be better if he would just pause for a moment and then read the chat and have a conversation instead of just railroading all of us with his ideas and ideologies. Yeah, and again, thanks for the comment, Frank. Again, I try my best. There's only so much I can do, but this is literally what I do. I just go back and forth with you guys. I go back and forth as quickly as I can, but I can't read all your comments. It's not possible, dude. So, and again, I don't want to either. All right, here we go. Scrolling down to the end, guys. You want your comment read right away? Super chat, super gifts, get it read right away. All right, don't hate the player, hate the game. And that's what he's doing. He hates on the game. Okay, well, I don't know about that, dude. I didn't play the game and I won, so I don't know what you're talking about. All right, some money to your employee. How about you pay your employees right? Okay, again, like Frank, do you even know what I pay? I get the least someone has been in my company is 5 years. Okay, how about your company? Let me know. Like, what do you guys? All your employees stay forever? Again, I've been in business 9, almost 10 years. The least someone has been in this 5 years. I've kept all my employees. So I pay everyone very well, and I take care of my employees. And if I didn't, they'd leave, right? Other employers would snatch them. Okay, but that's not what happened, right? So again, I don't think you know what you're talking about there, Frankie. Let me know what your business is, man. I'm very curious. All right, down the irons, dude. People are too stupid and bought in. It's over for USA as a super. I don't agree. I don't think it's over. I think America is still a superpower, and America can still do great things. But the politicians and the political apparatus is not responsive to the people. This is the problem. And again, when you have a Congress that's just nothing but a gerontocracy, these old fucks, these old boomers, when your government is made up of all these old people, you're never going to get policies that are going to be better for the people coming after them. I haven't seen any of them. I mean, just look at Social Security. Social Security is a joke. Social Security should be cut in half. Medicare, joke. These programs have not paid for themselves for the last probably 15 years. If I remember this correctly, Social Security literally is going to be bankrupt in the next 10 years. It might not even make it the next 10 years. It's going to be bankrupt because Social Security and Medicare, these are all Ponzi schemes, right? These are pay-as-you-go systems, meaning you got to have enough people to pay for you got to have people to pay into the system to pay for the people that are extracting the benefits, right? When Social Security was started, there was 208 people paying in for every one person that was receiving a Social Security benefit. Social Security was started in 1935, okay? People back in 1935 lived to be 60 years old, okay? This is how it worked, right? Men died a lot earlier than women, right? Now, men generally live into their 80s, okay? The amount of people paying into Social Security, there are 2 people paying in for every 1 recipient, okay? That means a lot of people fucking, not a lot of kids being made. A lot of people using protection. Everyone's pulling out, whatever you want to say. No one's having any fucking kids because it's too expensive, And again, but Trump loves to go to loves to go fight wars, loves to talk about the stock market. It's sure. I mean, I would be thinking that like if things were so great here in America, if America was moving in the right direction, we'd all be having tons of kids. Everyone would be banging everyone. Be tons of oops babies all. We'd be buying houses, buying cars, living our best life like I did in the early 2000s. But that's not what's happening. It's not happening. And again, the boomers don't give a shit. All they care about is making sure that no one can build in their backyard. The stock market goes up. That's all they care about. Making sure you go fight the Arabs, right? Go fight the turban heads. Make sure you go kill all those sand people. Make sure they all die, right? Kill them all. This is literally how it is here in America. It's fucking bullshit, guys. Like there's so many things we need to be working on in this country, but this is what we're stuck with. And again, it's going to take another 15 years for these fuckheads to die off, until we can get some policies that will help the people that are living today, that are going to help people plant seeds that will help people tomorrow. We're not doing any of that. And again, the more money we print, right? This $2 trillion we print every year, the amount of debt we're paying to service that debt, it's $1 trillion, guys. Next year, it's going to be $1.1 trillion. And then after, it's going to be $1.3 trillion if we don't curb the spending. But nobody wants to do it because the minute you curb the spending, guess what happens to asset prices? They start going down. You think wealthy people are going to let the Fed stop printing money? You think the wealthy people are going to stop, bailing everyone out, creating bills in Congress that allow these large corporations to keep spending tons of money? You think they're going to let that happen? It ain't going to happen. The minute it happens, the cost of housing comes down, stock market goes down, crypto goes down, everything comes down. The cost of gold comes down. They won't do it. So they always tell you guys, make sure you buy assets, make sure you buy gold, invest in the stock market, buy houses, invest in crypto, because they know that it's never going to stop. You're not going to see a crash. As long as the Fed is around, you guys, you are not going to see a crash. And this is why you got people like Thomas Massey and Rand Paul saying, audit fucking Fort Knox. Audit it today. Make sure the gold's there because odds are the gold's not there. And again, Trump ran on doing this. He's not going to do it. Audit the Fed. Everyone says, audit the Fed. It's not going to happen because they got to keep the scam going. So anyway, all right. Let's see. Eat a Snicker. I know. I'm ready to go eat a big fat hamburger, man. I can't wait. Let's see. Why don't you start a business making drones? Because I'm a furniture maker, man. I'm a lifelong furniture maker. I've been making furniture for almost 30 years now. I did 20 years in aerospace. So like I tell you guys all the time, I'm the guy that I've been in every private. I tell people all the time, I've flown private more than anyone. Like everyone in the stream, I've flown private more than all of you guys because I used to work in the private jet industry. And I was part of, I used to make all the furniture, right? So anytime a jet would take off, right, especially like a new jet or a refurb jet, I was one of the people that would have to go up. And you basically got to run through all the furniture. You got to make sure everything's working correctly. All the doors are working. The doors are flipping up. The ovens are working. The vestibules are working. All the cabinet doors aren't rattling. The televisions move up and down. The speakers are working. All that kind of stuff requires someone to go up there and evaluate it all. And I did that. I've done it more times than I can count, So anyway, I've worked on everything, guys. I've been on every plane, like whatever you guys want to know about the FAA. That's actually I probably know more about that than actual furniture. But furniture's my thing. I've just done it forever. All right, UAE. This is a student. No, student. Nobody. I guess tofu is what you said there. UAE banned their students from studying in the UK due to risk of radicalization. That's interesting. Mike Cherry. Mike, good to see you, dude. Mike Cherry from Canada. Frank Aguilar. Well, I had enough of this guy. I'm out of here. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate hanging out, man. Come back and we'll bat it around again. John Cole. Good to see you, dude. All right, so Stacy, Stacy Ackrick, maybe 3373. Guess what? You can't do shit with a psychology degree. It requires advanced education to be a therapist. And this is the thing, guys. It doesn't matter how good of a psychologist you are. It doesn't matter how good of a teacher you are. The way that you advance doesn't matter how much a good of a professor you are. It doesn't matter how many of your kids graduate. It doesn't matter what you do. It's about what your education is. And this is one of the big scams in America. Education does not equal production. Education does not equal an outcome. And this is one of the things that academia did while businesses and your government was outsourcing all the work to the third world. They kept telling you, hey, don't worry. You don't want to work in a factory, right? Factories for dumb Chinese people. You want to make sure that you get that college degree. You can work in an office. You can be a psychologist. You can be a strategist, right? You can be a branding expert. You can be a marketer. You can be an engineer. You can be all these things. Why would you want to do that horrible work? You don't want to, be a coal miner in Appalachia. Go learn to code. How's that working out? 50% of all people that went to college right now regret going to college. College debt is $1.7 trillion, right? And I'm one of these people. I think all these people that want their college's degrees to be paid off, right, by the taxpayers. I'm one of these guys. I'm like, go fuck yourselves. You guys took on that debt. You bought that bag of bullshit. I'm not fucking paying off nothing for you. But if I got to choose between spending $2 billion a day over in Iran, keeping the Navy over there, fighting Israel's wars, and paying off student loan debt here in America for Americans, I'll pay it off every day of the week. $2 billion a day. Let's pay it off. I think that is a better use of our tax dollars than being over in Iran. So put that in your pipe and smoke it there. All right, Maggie, do you have to use the F word? Yes, and again, this is a real conversation, guys. This is a real talk. Again, I never graduated high school. I own a factory, right? So I work around real men, normal people. This isn't a censored thing here. Again, I don't chase advertisers. I've given you guys my stats here on YouTube many times. Totally monetized channel, but I don't make a ton of money. I might make $100 a month on here. This is not palatable content for advertisers' sake. Okay, if you guys don't know, the way news and media works is you tell a story, right? You present the news and you do it in a palatable way so that pharmaceutical companies will advertise with you, so that BetterHelp, right, will advertise you, so VPNs will advertise you, so Pepsi, Ford, all these, everyone you see on YouTube, guys, is trying to be palatable because they want to make money selling advertising, okay? I don't make money selling advertising. I have a furniture company, guys. Go to theresplendentcrow.com. You guys can see my furniture. Most people can't afford it. I don't sell furniture to normies like myself. That's why I make furniture, because I could never afford to buy it. So now I make it, I sell it to rich people. This is what would happen if you tariff the third world and kick the third world out. Guess what? More people will learn to do things because they need jobs. They need to be able to afford things. They want things. And when they're too expensive, well, you learn to make it for yourself. That is dead in this country. And academia killed it. Okay. It's one of the things we need to bring back in this country. Fixing cars. Okay. Do you guys really want to live in a world where everything is a fucking, everything is watched by AI? Your television watches you, your phone watches you, your car watches you. Do you really want to live in that kind of world? Because I don't. And this is what we're getting. This is what we're bringing, what we're ushering into America when we let the educated class dictate everything. Okay, so sorry, Maggie. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to tolerate it, or you have to move on. So, but I appreciate being here, Maggie. Thank you so much. This is Maggie X7R. All right, Stacy Acrick. I think it's Acrick 37 there. United States government gives billions to Israel, and Israel has paid college tuition, paid childcare, paid time off, affordable pay, as well as housing. We have nothing. Yes, and this is what I talk about all the time, guys. Like, I'm not okay with this. As a country that has more money than lots of other countries put together, our standard of living is much higher than the rest of the world. We give a ton of money and resources to the rest of the world, and Americans don't get the things that these other countries get. What we get is a massive military, which we don't need, by the way, because we have two oceans and we have friends to the north and south of us. We are put in a constant state of fear. We're constantly told that China's going to come get us, Russia's going to come get us, Iran's going to come get us. We're just constantly fed this bag of bullshit in order to keep this machine going. And the truth is, guys, is that America should have free healthcare. And again, I don't believe that the federal government should pay for anything. I'm not for any of this stuff. But again, if I got to choose between a $1.5 trillion federal budget, AI data centers, corporate carve-outs, massive hospitals, massive dental industry, right? If I got to pay for all that shit for other countries and carve it out for big corporations here in America, I say get rid of it all. Get rid of it. Don't subsidize any of it. Let more people start businesses. Let more people learn how to make money, how to interact with you. You want to have a nice, polite society? Get more people with businesses having to sell products and services to other people. You become a lot nicer when you have to deal with people, right? You become a lot friendlier when you understand what someone on the other end is dealing with. When the shoe is on the other foot, So I like your comment there, Stacy. This is like a massive problem. We should have all that stuff here in America. Before we send $1 to Israel, if Israel's got free healthcare and free childcare, free college tuition, if they incentivize women staying home, families having lots of kids, if this is what they incentivize, and we don't do that here in America, don't send them any money. If Europe can have 8 weeks off a year in paid for time off, if they could have free childcare, free healthcare, if they get tax breaks for having lots of kids, but we don't have that here in America, we don't send them any money. Germany says, oh, we need those 30,000 troops. Okay, no, you don't. No, you don't. Well, how are we going to defend ourselves? Well, man the fuck up and support your military. Well, it's really expensive. Yeah, I know. Well, you got a lot of money in healthcare. Why don't you curb the healthcare and work on the military? Well, we don't want to do that. That's not fair. Okay, well, you guys have been doing this for 50 years. You know what? Shit changes. Sorry, Israel. Sorry, Germany. Sorry, France. You know, you're going to have to drink less fucking espresso and you're going to have to do more push-ups and make more M16s or whatever the fuck the military rifles, M4s, whatever. Like, I'm sorry. Like, things change. Americans voted for tariffs. We voted for mass deportations. We voted for ending these foreign conflicts. We voted for fighting inflation. We voted for a lot of things, and our government is not responsive to us, right? Which is how I start. It's one of these. I said Trump is nuking his presidency. Everybody voted for Donald Trump because they wanted him to do the thing that he ran on, and he won't do it. You know, I don't know why. I can't figure out. I don't understand why the guy just can't do what he was elected to do. Like, is the money too good? Like, is he getting old and he just thinks he's got to protect his kids? He's got to make sure the Trump family has money forever. Like, I don't understand. You know, again, say he wins in Iran. How does that help the average American? It doesn't, right? Every time we send money to Israel, how does that help America? Well, they fight the terrorists, so we don't have to. Okay, I don't believe there's fucking terrorists. I don't believe that Iran is wrong. I believe America created the Iranian problem. I believe Britain created the Iranian problem. Britain fleeced Iran. Iran says, you know what? We're going to let this guy named Mohammed Mossadegh. And Mossadegh says, you know what? This is our fucking oil. We're a sovereign country. England, get the fuck out of here. You need to go. This is our country. Well, but we've been here. This is our oil. We've had these contracts. Same thing with Trump. Oh, well, Chevron's had these contracts. Exxon had these contracts in Venezuela. Well, Hugo Chavez came in and said, you know what? Tough shit. Get the fuck out of here. This is our country. And instead of just picking up our shit and going home, we kept this grudge going on for the last 15 years. And now we're like, we've got to go back and get that money. That's our money. That's our oil. We're going to go steal that fucking oil. Like, I call bullshit. America is better than this. Okay? Iran's oil is Iran's oil. It's not our oil. It's not our oil. But that's what Trump's doing. He thinks that it's ours. And again, you got a lot of fucking dumb fuck Americans in here that think that somehow just because we got the biggest dick, that we can just go do whatever we want. Okay? That is not what America stands for. We stand for do unto others as one would do to you, right? We stand for treating people right. We stand for freedom. We stand for democracy. We stand for capitalism. Okay, when you go steal somebody's resources, how's that capitalistic? Well, they signed an agreement. Yeah, well, guess what? The fucking government changed. Guess what? We wanted to have mass deportations, right? We wanted to have tariffs. Well, shit changed. Okay, again, America always has to take it up the ass, right? But it's so frustrating, guys. It's so frustrating. All right, Donald's Trump 69. Great name, dude. I like your name there. And Stacey, I like your comments. Keep them coming. All right, this culture is very sick for so many reasons. Yes, our culture is wildly sick, guys. What we're incentivizing in this, like, again, and I'm one of these guys, like, I was never like a family-oriented person. I was never one of these guys like, oh my God, I can't wait to have a family. I want to have kids, and I want to have a wife, and I want to, you know, get the house and the car and the 2.5 kids and the American dream. I was never one of those people. I lived it without thinking about it. I bought my first home when I was 22 years old. I made $15 an hour as a furniture maker. Okay, is that replicatable today? I don't think it is. Right? I had healthcare. My healthcare was $50 a month. I remember when Obamacare was passed, ACA, they came in and they told us, I worked for a company called Nordam in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They came in and said, you know what, guys? We're going to have to double the healthcare premiums because we have what's called a Cadillac healthcare policy, and that money is going to be used to subsidize poor people. You know, and so I was like, well, this fucking blows. You know, and again, life was easy. I really believe it was easy. And it sounds like I'm being nostalgic in a way, but I just don't think life was that hard. And I see things today. I know what my guys have to deal with. I know what the people around me have to deal with. I'm here to tell you guys, like, shit doesn't change. And we got to get it back to the way it was. And it's, you know, I don't know how you do it. I don't have all the answers, but there are a few things that I know we could do. And the first thing is cut off the third world manufacturing, cut off the third worlders being in here. You want to increase the supply of homes? Kick out 30 million illegal people. You want to bring the price of healthcare down? Decrease the demand. Kick out 30 million people. You want more Americans to have good paying jobs? Stop letting Nike make all of its fucking shoes over in Indonesia. Stop letting Restoration Hardware, furniture company, make all of its furniture in China and Vietnam. Stop it. Just stop it. It's not that complicated. You want to see Amazon not get so many corporate carve outs, right? Stop letting Chinese companies sell all their shit on Amazon. Well, the cost of things are going to go up. Okay. Put your fucking big boy pants on. Okay. Put your pants on, act like a fucking man, act like a woman, whatever you want to say, and just accept you're going to have to pay higher prices, right? But your wages will go up. The quality of life in America will get better when every American and every corporation and every politician has to live under the same set of rules. So, anyway, sorry guys. Woof. You guys got me going now. I really appreciate you guys hanging out and bringing these comments in. A lot of great comments today. Thank you so much. And hit the like button, guys. Add to the discussion. I'll give you guys another probably 30 minutes, and we'll keep batting this thing around if you guys want. If we get good comments, I'll keep the conversation going on. And again, we're talking about Trump nuking his presidency. We're talking about Trump not doing what he ran on, right? Or not doing enough of what he ran on might be a better way to put it. Again, I've got everything he ran on pulled up in front of me. I got a lot of notes. I'm happy to talk, but the intent is to go with you guys in the comments. So I'll keep reading your stuff. All right, Mike Cherry says Netanyahu has the files or picks of vids and nail Trump. Yeah, and again, the Epstein files thing, guys. Trump, for those of you guys that don't know, Trump ran on releasing the Epstein files. I think everyone kind of knows this, right? The truth is that Trump did not want those files released, right? He went after Marjorie Taylor Greene because she would not. She signed off on those files. He went after Lauren Boebert because she signed off on those files. He's going after Thomas Massie right now and Lauren Boebert because they signed off on those files. Okay? Trump is actively going after Republicans, right? People that supported him and were rural MAGA America First. He's going after them because of those Epstein files. And because they're anti-war, right? But mostly because of those Epstein files. This guy is actively going after people that got him elected. Same thing with Americans. Same thing I've been talking about this entire discussion, right? Americans care about high energy prices. What the fuck are you doing in Iran? What are you doing? Even if it was going to make life better for Americans, okay, you can't just arbitrarily decide that I'm going to raise gas prices 50%. I'm going to cause inflation to double. You can't do that because you want to go fight a war of choice. I'm sorry. You got to make a better argument. Trump did not make a good argument. Oh, Iran was going to get a nuclear weapon. There is almost zero evidence that Iran was going to make a nuclear weapon. And again, do you guys want to know the work that it takes to go from 60% enrichment to 90% enrichment, which is what you need for a nuclear bomb style weapon? Okay. It's a lot more work than most people understand. Okay. And again, go read up on the JCPOA. Go read the deal that Obama signed, right, with Iran. Go read about how China, Russia, Europe, all these guys bought off on this thing, and then Trump just arbitrarily decided, I don't like it. It's done. It's no good. And then people come and say, oh my God, oh God, Barack Obama gave Iran pallets of cash. Joe Biden gave Iran money, lifted sanctions. Okay. Would you guys rather have sanctions lifted on Iran, or would you rather pay $4 for a gallon of gasoline for the next year? Would you rather have homes be unaffordable, health insurance be unaffordable, inflation go from 2% to 4% inside of a year? Do you guys really think that's a good exchange? Because I don't. Like, again, I'm not worried about Iran or their nuclear. You guys ever went out to the mail one morning and you're just like, let me look around here, make sure there's no Hezbollah out here. Like, or you're going out to your car right after work. Do you ever look around there and say, any Al Qaeda over there? Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. It's all bullshit, guys. It's all bullshit. And it's just anyway, sorry, guys. Thanks for all the comments. All right, this is Coco. You're an idiot. Okay, Coco. Thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate it. Stacy says everyone needs to make a living and therapists actually help people. Again, Stacy, yes. I speak in a lot of generalities when I talk. It's impossible to speak with complete nuance on the amount of issues that we cover here. Therapy obviously helps. I'm not saying that it doesn't. It's wildly overrated, So, and again, it's wildly. I'm going to say it again. Wildly. Therapy is wildly overrated. Okay. Yes, it absolutely helps people. Okay. All right. 1-star flag. What's that? Texas? 100%. You've never been in a supercar. Okay. Okay. Great. Thanks, dude. Okay. Totally. Never have. All right. Eric Powell, 7547. My pronouns are isn't that. All right. Yanni, 7525. All right. Stacy says, okay, you weren't qualified to tell anyone that helps clinical anxiety or clinical depression or OCD or PTS. Okay, well, Stacy, so here you go. Here's again, I never graduated high school. I'm an idiot. Okay, so would you guys all agree, and Stacy included, would you all agree they have more psychologists than ever? Right? Would you guys all agree that we have more tools and funding to help people with their psychological needs, anxiety, whatever. Do we have all the drugs? We got more drugs than ever, more SSRIs, anti-anxiety meds, bipolar meds. We got more of everything, right? How's the depression doing in America? I find it very interesting that again we have all the educated people. We pay psychologists more than ever. We got more drugs than ever, more access to drugs. We've normalized psychological issues, anxiety. We've normalized it all. It's completely okay to have psychological. Why isn't it getting any better? And you could extrapolate that into anything. We spend more money on the military than ever. And then how come everything's so goddamn expensive, right? If we got the greatest military ever, right? We spend all this money on weapons and missiles and tanks and ships and blah, 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 blah. Why is the Strait of Hormuz closed? You tell me we can't fucking open this thing? Like, I don't understand what's going on there. We're so strong. We have the best of everything. Okay. It just doesn't seem like we do. And psychology is a great one. I mean, again, and academia, right? If academia, we educated more people than we've ever educated in this country, right? We've got the more smart people than we've ever had. Why is everything so expensive? Why do we not make anything here anymore, right? Why have we normalized the federal government stealing from everyone, right? Why have we normalized it being okay for taxes to be over 5%? Why have we normalized all this shit? Okay. Why have we normalized taking from wealthy people and giving to poor people? Why have we normalized all this stuff? Okay. Because education doesn't work the way that it used to work, right? You're not creating smart people, right? You're creating people that are given a piece of paper and they think they're smart. And if they were smart, things would get better. You'd have new innovations in psychology. You'd have new innovations in drugs that actually help people. But the truth is that you don't. What they do is they constantly tell you guys, go see a therapist, right? Go see a psychologist. Go see all this, and then they give you a drug, and then they give you a different drug, right? And if that drug isn't working, well, then they got this thing like we'll give you the Abilify, right? This is an add-on to your current anxiety medication, and they just start layering that shit on. And meanwhile, they're charging you whatever $150, $200 an hour, right? And of course, it all goes through some type of fucking subsidized insurance. Like it's all a scam, guys. And again, I'm not saying psychologists don't help people, and there is absolutely situations where it's warranted and it helps. PTSD, stuff like that. There are absolutely situations where it works, but for the most part, most of it's bullshit. So anyway, that's just how I see it. And you don't have to agree with me. Mr. ZNG, that's hilarious. All right, let me know what's hilarious. Mr. Powell says, yep, lots of red tape to do anything. Yep, it's really bad, Eric. It's really bad. Okay, scrolling down to the very end, guys. You got to do comments, super chats, super gifts. Get your comment right away. Scrolling back to the very end, and we're going to start reading. All right, something says, okay, South Korea, not sure what's going on there. William Paddock, 4863. Corporations take from America and give nothing back. This all take. Well, so corporations do give stuff back. And again, I'm not one of these people that thinks that we don't need corporations and we shouldn't have super wealthy people. I want people to make as much money as they possibly can. The problem with corporations, guys, isn't the products that they make. It's not, their corporate structures, their business models. The problem with corporations is that they have so much money. Instead of giving that money to either their shareholders or their employees or their executives, they carve off a large portion of it and they buy politicians. And not just buy politicians to do things that are in their interest. They write the tax code, right? Because politicians write the tax code, right? They determine what the EPA rules are, the OSHA rules are, the National Transportation Highway Safety Board. They create all of the regulations for the products that they create. This is the problem. This is the reason AI companies are able to scrape the internet because they own all the politicians, right? So technically speaking, Google should not be able to take your data, right? ChatGPT should not be able to take your data and create images off it. Technically, that should be illegal. It's technically copyright infringement, right? Or trademark infringement, but they're able to do it. Because again, if China can do it, well, then America has to be able to do it. Well, where did China get the ability to do all this stuff? Oh, yeah, we paid for all of it. We gave China all the money by sending all the work over there. We gave them all the technology. We created this monster so that we could then go around our own rules and regulations and do the things that are anti-American. It's, again, I see it clear as day. So love your comment there. It's a fantastic comment. Corporations do give a lot back, but you can get the same thing back from a small business. I mean, the goal of the business is basically to teach people stuff, to make products, right? And they never say, no, it's to make money. You have a fiduciary responsibility. You guys want to hear a crazy fucking story about corporations? Go read the story of Ford versus Dodge. Ford wanted to spend a shit ton of money expanding his factories and paying his employees tons of money, even though he had shareholders. Dodge sued him and made him take that money instead of paying to build new factories and give more money to his employees. He had to give the money to the shareholders like the Dodge Corporation was doing. Fucked up situation, but it's a very, very famous court ruling. All right, Dr. Zhang, Commander in Chief. So you are wrong. All right, not sure what you're saying there, dude. Appreciate your comment. Sounds like you're completely clueless. Okay, well, Marlon, let me know if I'm clueless about it. Appreciate it. Paul Curell, 9290. Love T, but he's not going what we voted for. Love Trump. Yeah, and again, I'm the same thing, Paul. I love Donald Trump. I like the guy, the business owner, the hotel guy. Like Donald Trump knows a lot about my industry, which is furniture. He had his own furniture company for a while, his own furniture brand. He's worked with Lexington Furniture in Kentucky. He's worked with there was a Turkish furniture company. I always forget the name. It starts with a D. The guy knows my industry. I like Donald Trump, but he's not doing on what he ran on. When you vote for somebody, you're not voting for them to do whatever they want. You're voting for them to do something that they campaigned on, right? Something that really speaks to you. And he hasn't done the things that speak to me. So it's he's been wildly frustrated. But Paul, I agree with you 100%, man. Thanks for the comment. See, tired of paying for everyone, living for free. Yeah, and again, I think we're all tired of paying for everyone. And again, I like helping poor people. I like teaching people things. I've advocated as a business owner for a long time now. We need a public-private partnership. I'm playing this because, again, my business is around the urban community, and again, this isn't a racist thing, guys, but I work around a ton of black people. Like, this is my community. This is how we started this business, was hiring black people. But once the business started getting bigger, right? Once we kind of got into where we're moving hundreds of pieces and even thousands of pieces in a year, these guys couldn't hang. They didn't have the knowledge. They didn't want to learn. They didn't want to work. You couldn't teach them. They all smelled like weed. They, would take super long breaks all the time. They're always on the phone, always had fucking family drama. They couldn't keep up. I've advocated for a long time to have a public-private partnership to bring these people back into small businesses and teach them some shit. But the only way that we small business owners can afford to do this is to get some kind of a subsidy from the federal government to offset the damage that they cause, the lost efficiency, the cultures that they fuck up in businesses. And again, people get pissed off when I say this kind of stuff, but this is the reality of what we're dealing with in this country. And a lot of people think, well, you got to help these people. They're poor, right? They're generationally impoverished. They've got a lot of kids. Businesses don't want to hire them, right? There's a reason for this. And instead of teaching these people something and helping them and basically forcing them to join polite society, you give them welfare so you don't have to deal with it. It's cheaper to give poor people welfare than it is to train them. And this is where we're at today. So Paul, I like your comment, dude. I'm tired of giving people welfare. I'm tired of fucking, giving people Section 8. I'm tired of giving corporate welfare. I'm tired of giving Exxon shit tons of tax carve-outs while they make, $500 billion a year in revenue. Okay. I'm tired of it. It's unnecessary. So I like your comment though. Would you rather corruption support terrorism or would you rather corruption support terrorism or shut up? Okay, there's no terrorism, guy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Terrorism, it's not all a lie, but for the most part, it's kind of bullshit. It's like there's maybe 10% of terrorism being a real issue, and 90% of it's all propaganda. It left you guys in a state of terror, like a state of fear, for one fucking attack. And again, if you want to dig into 9/11, you want to dig into why that happened. Okay, like that's a story a lot of Americans don't want to hear either. But you got to go back and read. Osama bin Laden wrote a story, wrote a letter, literally telling America why he attacked us. Okay, and it wasn't because they hate us because they ain't us. It's because of us fucking with the Middle East. Again, you want to go back to 1953? We can go back to when we ousted their leader, our CIA, and Britain had a coup, and we installed our leader, the Shah, over there. Right, which again gave us access to all their oil, gave us access to their resources. Okay, how would you guys like it if some country came over to America and deposed Donald Trump? just fucking snatched him, Nicolas Maduro style. How would you guys feel about that? Oh, well, this situation's different. Like, go fuck yourself, you hypocrite. It's the exact same situation, except we're a nuclear superpower. We're the most powerful nation that's ever existed on the face of the earth. That's the only difference. They hate us because they hate us. I remember hearing that. Like, I signed up for the army, guys, in October of 2001, right? So I don't want to fucking hear people tell me about terrorism. Okay, terrorism is kind of bullshit. Okay, it really is. The reason the Middle East, every time we go over the Middle East and we bomb these countries, you think we're making friends over there? You think these people are like, oh my God, America, come save us from our current leader. Thank you for killing my grandpa. Thanks for killing my son. Thanks for killing my mom. Okay. I can't wait for America to come over and install this new leader. Okay. You're not making friends, guys. I'm sorry. If there's one thing I learned after 9/11, it's that. Okay. And again, I bought the hype too. I bought the hype for probably a decade after 9/11. All I wanted to do was fix vehicles, or excuse me, fix Humvees, kill fucking terrorists, and do push-ups. That was like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. This is all I want to do for the rest of my life. Okay. It was all a crock of shit, guys. Every fucking ounce of it. So, and you guys want to dig into that, put it in the comments. I'm happy to dig into why terrorism is a problem. Okay. I believe I can go toe to toe with just about anybody when it comes to Middle East policy. So happy to. You guys want to talk about Standard Oil going over to Saudi Arabia, right? You want to talk about the petrodollar. You want to talk about why everyone trades in dollars, right? You want to talk about J.D. Rockefeller, who started Standard Oil, basically winning the entire game, and his confidants, his accountants, his business partners basically telling him, like, dude, you got to fucking let the rest of the world have this fucking oil, because if you don't, guess what? Nobody's going to be able to buy your shit, and you're going to go bankrupt. You're going to put America into recession. You're going to put the world into a fucking economic recession, right? I'm happy to talk about all this kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm very well versed in it. All right. Yeah, all they can do is throw you on Prozac. Well, no, again, this is the thing. Like, and again, people hate hearing this, especially women. Again, whenever a guy tells me he's depressed, like, I just tell, hey, man the fuck up. Oh, you can't say that. Oh my God, you got to listen to him. You got to nurture him. Like, no, you got to give him something to do. You got to give a man a W. When a guy's depressed, guess what? His life fucking sucks. He doesn't have any W's. And it doesn't mean it's because he's not driving a Lambo and living in the fucking hills. It means because he can't get a win. Men need to feel like what they do is valuable. They need to feel like they're good at something. They need to feel like what they do is worthwhile. Men are not complicated. That's it. We're not that complicated. We like get some pussy every now and again too. Like, we are so simple. We're the simplest of all creatures. So when we have to listen to women tell us, oh, we're so depressed, and you need to go see your counselor, go take off work, make sure you get on that Prozac or that Lipitor or that lithium. Okay, I'm sorry. This is one of the things we got to fix in this country. Give men real work, and guess what? They'll feel better about themselves. Yeah, get a guy to build a bridge. Okay, trust me, he's going to feel great every day. That guy's in there fucking pounding rivers, putting up girders, putting in pier posts. Okay, guess what? Fucking awesome. It feels great. Be outside around other guys pounding shit. Listen to the rumble of machinery. It feels awesome. Building furniture. Okay, delivering furniture. You think I'm depressed when a customer that buys a $10,000 credenza from me tells me how they've waited years to get that thing? Man, I'm on cloud 9 for a fucking week. Okay, it's very simple what we need in this country. We need more people feeling good about who they are and what it is that they do. When you live a life of fucking subscriptions, we don't own anything. When your life is on computers, it's all digital. I'm sorry, you're going to have a depressed culture. When men can't afford to buy homes, when you just fucking work all the time, you can't seem to get a nice car, you can't seem to go on vacation, you can't get a woman, right? Or if you're a woman, you're right, you can't find a good guy, right? When you live in a society like this, nobody can stack any W's, and yeah, you're going to end up where everyone's fucking depressed. Everyone. I was doing a post this morning on X. People, I don't know, get into that. All right, love your comment, though, dude. All right, scrolling down to the end, guys. Reading more comments. You want your comment read right away? Super chat, super gifts, get it read. All right, William Paddock, 4863. Corporations invest everywhere but the United States. Trump says he's changing that. We will see. Okay, well, so William Paddock, let me tell you something. So as you guys know, I got 2 companies in India, right, that make hardware for me. Here's the math. Okay. When Trump put the 50% tariff on China, Apple immediately started moving operations to India. Apple makes so much money here in America, they can move their operations because of a 50% tariff on Chinese imported goods. they can move their entire operations to India, and it's cheaper than just moving the operations back here to America and not having to pay that tariff. Okay, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. That's the math for pretty much every company in America. Because when you manufacture in the third world, guys, here's the thing. Here's the delta. Listen, hear me out on this, guys. People again, I never graduated high school, and people think, "Oh, Eric, where's your fucking economics degree?" Right? Again, I got the economics degree of hard knocks. I got a business. I've had it for 10 years. Okay, I've made this thing work. Okay, here's how it works. The delta, right? The difference between the $2.50 an hour you pay Chang in China and the $32.50 an hour you have to pay an American worker. That $30 delta goes to buy politicians, to buy equipment in China, right? To pay for transportation, to create branding experts, pay for advertising, hire ROI strategists, industrial engineers, material engineers, process engineers, right? It pays for buying off regulators, it pays for buying off the tax code, it pays for all of this shit. Now, the worst part of it isn't even that delta. The big delta, listen to this. You guys will agree with this. The biggest delta between America and the third world is our regulatory environment. Okay. So whenever I hire one of you guys, guess what happens? Okay. I got to have a facility that is OSHA compliant, right? When I paint furniture, everything I do has to be EPA compliant. Okay. When I hire one of you guys, I have to make sure that I'm working about all labor law, right? When I transport furniture all across America, I got to make sure that all my vehicles are properly insured. I got to make sure that I'm following all transportation regulations. Okay. Any one of my employees can sue me at any time. Any one of my customers can sue me at any time. The delta between all of that and China is massive. None of that exists in China. None of it. Not any of it. So not only do you have the employment, the dollar value, but you have the regulatory delta. And this is what large corporations are doing to America. They're making sure you guys have to abide by everything. They abide by none of it. And then you fucking assholes come on here and tell me, "Oh, Eric, we need a higher minimum wage." Okay? I'm sorry. The minimum wage is not the issue, guys. Absolutely not the issue. Minimum wage is a problem because you fucking allow corporations to manufacture things in the third where there are no labor laws, there's no regulations at all. And then you let the third world come in here and do the work. If you don't want to work for $20 an hour, they'll bring Jose in here and he'll do your fucking job. And then they'll call it jobs that Americans don't want to do. And this is what these motherfuckers do to you guys. And it is, as a business owner, an American business owner, this pisses me off to know it because it's not right. It's not right what these corporations are doing to you guys. It's disgusting and it's not fair. You did not vote for this. Trump was supposed to help bring these jobs back to America, and he's tacoed on everything. Like, all you got to do is put a 100% tariff on China. Start with that. You need a 400% tariff. But start out, for God's sakes, man, start out with a 100% tariff. Oh my God, but my fucking t-shirts are going to get more expensive. Well, great. Learn to make some fucking t-shirts in your spare time. Oh my God, my cheap auto parts are going to get more expensive. Okay, well, learn to fucking fix something. Like, it's the things that Trump ran on were amazing. Trump could have went down as one of the most amazing presidents in our lifetime, and now he sold us all out for, I guess, Israel, for wealthy donors, for like AI tech people. Like, I don't know, but Trump was supposed to really work on this stuff, and he just hasn't done it, man. So I like your comment, man. I completely agree with you. But I don't think Trump's going to change anything about how the American economy works. I don't see it. As a guy that not only makes American furniture, employs Americans, right, but also has two companies in India that we import hardware from, that we design and manufacture with. I don't see it, guys. I just don't. I really don't see it. So you guys tell me where I'm wrong. All right, Nexus Eradication. Love your name, dude. Again, you've been here before. Thanks for coming back, man. Corporations should not be allowed to have a vote. Lobbying killed America, not Trump. That's actually a great point. So he's talking about Citizens United. I completely agree. The more I learn about Citizens United, you got to get money out of politics, man. You've got to get money out of politics. If you guys look at what's happened in Kentucky with this Thomas Massey thing, everyone that's fighting that guy, it's all money from out of state. Every bit of it. This is wrong. Again, like the only people that should be able to elect or unelect Thomas Massey are the people in Kentucky. Like, I think you've got Miriam Adelson, the super pro Israel casino bitch here in America. I think she's pumping something like 25 million, no, $12 million into that campaign. It's like, why? You don't fucking live in Kentucky, because he's anti-Israel, right? He doesn't want to fight the war in Iran, right? He's anti-APEC. You know, the guy's voted with Trump like 94% of the time, but because he's wrong on this one issue, he's wrong on everything. And this is bullshit. You know, so man, I like your comment, Nexus eradication. I don't, like I said, I haven't read enough on Citizens United, but the more I learn about the Supreme Court really fucked up there, just like they did on this whole tariff thing. Like the tariff thing was bad news, man. They should have let Trump continue those tariffs. Okay, who's this? Is it Oler? Oler? I get it. Somebody said, yeah, I don't think he opened that right, bro. It's been open. That's why Iran needs to shut up. All right, I don't know what you're talking about. It's been open. That's why Iran needs to shut up. Fill me in there, Mr. ZNG. And the funny thing, guys, like, you guys want to talk about Iran, the whole Iran Strait thing. Like, you guys realize that like 50 vessels were going through there every day. There were no tolls. It was never a problem. You know, you guys know that there was actually a toll back in the 50s put on the Strait of Hormuz by Britain. Like, go Google this stuff, guys. This has happened before. This isn't the first time this happened. But again, there was no problem over in Iran until America got over there. This is all a problem we created. We do this to ourselves all the time because we need a boogeyman. They want you guys to be in fear. They want you to be terror. If it's not fucking the Russians, you know, it's the Chinese. If it's not the Chinese, it's the fucking the Arabs, right? If it's not the fucking Arabs, you know, I don't know what it is now. Like, you know, there's Hezbollah, there's AI. You know, there always has to be a boogeyman, and the boogeyman, guys, is the federal government. The boogeyman is the CIA. The boogeyman is the FBI. The boogeyman is the Department of Justice, and all we got to do, guys, is just balance the budget. Let's like start there. Carve the federal government up to size. Get the money back to the states. Get it back to the states. Yeah, the federal government doesn't need any more than a couple $1 trillion. That's it. Enough for the military, service the debt while we try and pay it down, pay for the courts, and that's it. That's it. We don't need any more. Oh, what about the highway system? Let the fucking states do it. The states will have more money because you're not giving it to the fucking federal government. What about the boomers? Fuck the boomers. Okay? Social Security is bankrupt. It's a shitty system. You want to pay for the boomers? Find a better system. Okay? Because again, they're not raising the age, they're not cutting the benefits. You and I are paying 6.5%. I pay it twice as an employer and an employee to my business. Okay, every person that I hire, I have to pay 6.5% into fucking a program that's not going to be there for you and it's not going to be there for me. Okay? Fucking bullshit. Get rid of the federal dollars, give it to the states, let the states do what they want to do. If the states want to spend a shit ton of money, guess what? You can leave. That creates competition. There's no competition with the federal government, guys. Zero. And they've indoctrinated all you fucking people into thinking that, well, there's nothing wrong with paying 21.5% in income taxes. There's nothing wrong with paying 6.5% in FICA payroll taxes. There's nothing wrong with paying state taxes, county taxes, property taxes. There's nothing wrong with it. And the stack, you guys have to work 6 months out of the year before you get to keep any fucking money for yourself. And not only to keep any money for yourself, that's the money you get to use to buy shit. Like, it's so wild, guys. It's so wild. But great comments today. All right, who is this? So we got John. Paul says they threw up the public housing just in my city in the last 6 years. They threw up the Paul again. Maybe you don't want to listen to what city or listen to what state or. I'm curious what you mean by that. Is the state doing that? Because a lot of the housing issues are actually state problems. I always talk about it from the federal level because the president has the bully pulpit. The president can literally cut funding to the states in order to get him to do the thing that he wants them to do. So I'm curious what exactly you're saying there. Okay, so your answer because this is Oler 777. So your answer because your business is failing is you need more money. Why don't you just be better at business? Your mom's jewelry store is working fine. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know anything about my business and failing. I don't know anything about a jewelry store. I'm not sure what you're saying. My business is doing fine. Again, some years it does really well, some years it doesn't. This year has been okay. I'm not gonna lie, it's been okay. Let's see, violence. Subsidiaries. Well, that's funny. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there. Paul says 42 million on welfare. All right, not sure what you're saying there. Again, you guys have to give just a little bit more context so that I can interact with you guys. Sometimes, again, I have to scroll through the comments so fast I can't always I can't keep a log of everything that everyone said and keep up with everything that you guys are saying. So you got to give just a little bit more in your comments, please. All right. Let's see. It says the guy with the Home Alone lamp. Yeah, Christmas Story. Again, Home Alone, great movie, man. Again, if you guys know, Donald Trump in Home Alone too. All right. Nexus eradication. The Iranians were slaughtering their own people in the street. People like that can't be allowed to have power. Okay, so Nexus, this is a bullshit story, by the way. And again, you talk about the 30,000 the 30,000 people that were slaughtered in Iran, right? So here's the truth on that situation. Did people get murdered there? Absolutely. I believe 100% that Iran probably killed some of its people. No doubt about it. Here's the thing: 30,000 people. That basically would have been done in what, a couple of days, or I mean, the way they said it, it's almost like it would have happened like overnight. 30,000 people is almost an incalculable amount of people to kill for one person, for a city, for a federal government. It's an insane amount of people to kill, by the way. It took Israel 2 years to kill 70,000 people in Palestine. Okay, so you're telling me Iran did this in what, a day, 3 days, 5 days? It's a bullshit story. It doesn't make sense. It's not. It's literally not possible. Okay, and where are all the bodies? Okay, like give me a break, man. Like, that story is bullshit. That's one of these propaganda things. That's the thing about war, guys. You're going to get propaganda on both sides, and that's where you got to use a little bit of common sense. And again, when the same story that's been perpetuated that Iran killed 30,000 people, they also use that, well, Iran's shouted death to America for 47 years, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and again, the reason that Iran shouts death to America is because we gave Saddam Hussein all the stuff that he needed to make chemical weapons that Saddam used to gas the Kurds in the Iran-Iraq war. Like, come on, guys. Like, you gotta like at least look into it. You can't just believe that Iran killed 30,000 people. Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? There isn't any, because it's not true. And again, I don't believe that the IRGC is a good bunch of people. I don't believe the Iranian government is a good bunch of people. I don't. They probably kill tons of people. Okay, but what makes them any different than Sudan? What makes them any different than Libya or Syria? What makes them any different? What makes them, why can they, we'll shout, we'll go fight Iran for killing 30,000 people, but Israel just killed 70,000 people. Like, and again, we invite their leader to America all the time. Like, him and Donald Trump, like, fucking blow each other all the time. Like, we send them military aid all the time. Like, where's the consistency? So Iran can't kill people, but Israel can. If that's the case, well, Israel killed like more than double the people, and we got our Navy over there. Like, why aren't we bombing Iran? Why are we over there fighting those guys? Why are we over there fucking killing them and spewing the propaganda? Again, you hardly even hear about Israel killing all those people. Like, you don't hear it. Like, you got to at least question. You have to agree with me, but at least question it. Why is it okay, for one country to kill 70,000 people, but another country can't do it? Oh, because they were attacked. Okay, well, did we not attack Iran? I mean, did Iran attack us? We did this, guys. This is an American thing, and you just go do just a modicum of research, guys. Like, just a tiny bit. Like, stop watching Fox News, guys. Like, it's horrible what that network has done to people. All right, scroll to the end, guys. Sorry, guys. You guys got great comments. I really appreciate everyone hanging out and throwing their opinions there. All right, Donald Trump 69. I think these were his donors that got him to reelect. So he's a hostage. AIPAC got him. And again, a lot of people think that Trump is basically trapped by AIPAC and the Epstein files. I think the Epstein files is a thing. I know it's kind of a dead story right now. I think there's a lot more to that. I think Trump's buddies, if nothing else, are all over the Epstein files. Again, we got 3 million files that haven't been released that were congressionally mandated to be released. But do you hear Congress going after the Department of Justice? Where's Congress? Congress isn't going after whatever that Todd Blanche guy who's the new attorney general. Why aren't they going and censoring him? Why aren't they impeaching him? Congress passed this law. Donald Trump signed it. It's the Epstein Transparency Act, passed November 19th, 2025. Where's Congress doing its job? They're not. Just like Donald Trump, after April 29th, was supposed to go to Congress and ask for a declaration of war because he's passed his 60 days to where he can go start shit with these other countries. He has to leave, but he's not doing it. He's just saying, oh, operations have ended. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, instead of going to Congress like he's supposed to, Congress is not going to the president saying, you know what, motherfucker? you need to come ask us for a declaration of war. Otherwise, we're going to impeach you. They're not doing it. They've tried a couple of times. They've failed to vote in the Senate a couple of times to take away Trump's war powers, but they won't do it. He just keeps doing whatever he wants. Congress is gone. They're absent. They're not doing their job. They're just I don't know why. That's one of the problems that we have in our democracy right now is that the branches of the judicial, the executive, and the congressional are supposed to fight with each other, right, for power, right? Nobody wants to give up their power, but the truth is, guys, is that Congress has basically abdicated its responsibility. Donald Trump's just running roughshod over everyone, and I don't know why. I can't figure it out, guys. Yeah, APAC's a problem though. APAC don't play ass Dave. Yeah, that's what they say, man. They say once JFK challenged Israel, they just fucking killed his ass, and I guess every president's played ball since then. So I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true or not. All right, defund APAC. Yes, I agree. APAC needs to be again. Everyone in Congress needs to get rid of that group. That's has not been good for us. And again, the name has such a taint and such a stench on it. I don't know why anybody would want to take their dollars anyway. I don't know if Congress people are just such whores. They don't care where their money comes from, but maybe that's what it is. See, William Paddock says Canada is in North America, therefore, yes, made in Canada is American made. I like that idea, man. I love Canada. I think Canada's a great neighbor. I think we should do more trade with Canada. And again, lots of resources. One of the most beautiful places on earth. Again, you guys get some of the best skiing up there in Whistler. It's just gorgeous. A lot of people come into Canada, right, get their residency, and then move to America and become citizens, right? It's you guys. I mean, again, I come from timber country, Pacific Northwest in Oregon. Again, you guys got tons of timber, right? We need that. We need to build homes. We need Canada for that. Canada has an insane amount of oil, right? We need that oil, right? America's a big country. We use a shit ton of that stuff. They produce a fuck ton of metal, aluminum, steel, all these kind of things. We need Canada, just like we need Mexico. Like Mexico is just not a place Americans go to do touristy shit. We need South America. We get a lot of things from Brazil, right? From Ecuador, from Costa Rica, from Mexico. I mean, a lot of things we get from these places. So, good comment, dude. All right, we're 126 minutes, guys. Man, I think I've given you guys a lot today. I appreciate everyone hanging out today. We'll do a couple more comments, then I think I need to get out of here, guys. Let's see. Savel dude, please read Derek Johnson's books so you don't have to sound ignorant. We are under a military operation, military government. Donald Trump is the face of the operation. Actually, do some research. Okay, well, I used to work for General Dynamics. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, again, I've been talking about the military-industrial complex. I mean, most of this, guys, I believe the same thing. I believe we are under a military occupation. Videos. I think your comment there is fantastic. I don't know what I'm ignorant about, though. Maybe I'm missing some of the details, but I don't think that I'm ignorant. All right, we gave Iran the Shah and then the weapons to overthrow him in Iran-Contra. I know, like, this is not, like, again, like, I don't, like, do Americans just believe the bullshit that they see on the news? Like, are they just unwilling to go back and just do, again, I'm an idiot, like, but just go back and do a little bit of research about how Iran became the terrorist network that it is. Like, it's all, America did all of this shit, guys. Like, you want to read, like, go read up on why Israel is able to punch above its weight and fuck with the entire Middle East so much. We allow them to do it. We give them all the tools and the backing to be the asshole of the Middle East, guys. Like, this is not like complicated, guys. America, when people say, "Oh, you're an isolationist, Eric. Oh, you don't want to, you want America to be a weak country." It's like, no, America creates more problems, right, than it solves. And this is the problem. If we solved a lot of problems, like, I'd be on board, but we don't, guys. And then when you look at all the places that America goes in the rest of the world, they have all the shit that Americans want. Things like healthcare, free healthcare, right? Childcare, right? Things like housing, the promotion of the nuclear family. Okay, all these countries have this shit. We don't have it here. it's fucked up, man. All right, Yuso Shiesty, great name, man. Both Rockefellers, Vanguards, BlackRock, Blackstone, all running monopolies and oil banks. Food, farmland, data centers will poison land. They need our numbers lower to fully conquer. I don't disagree with you, man. I think that there's something to that. They're going to put all you guys on UBI. I've said it many times. You are becoming too expensive to employ. It's going to be easier to put you guys all on welfare. They'll pay for your rent. They'll pay for all your subscriptions. You will own nothing and be happy. They'll take care of the food, right? You'll have a free fucking Amazon account. You can buy anything you want on Amazon because it's all made in the third world. It's all going to be digital stuff, and digital things are super easy to reproduce, and that's what you guys will have. And a lot of people will be happy. Like it'll be as happy as it can be. It's very scary. But great comment. This you so shisty, man. Thank you, dude. That's you said a lot there. All right. Let's see. Like said, love the big T. All right. Censored sergeant, I guess. Oh, bummer. Didn't do it the way either. Get a clue, commies. All right. Terrible times. Says all three wings in the fix thanks to the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation is a problem, but they're not. I don't think they're the main problem. They're just one of the. There's a lot of think tanks, guys. You got a lot of these think tanks that been around for a long time. I think were they ones that did the was the 2030 project or something like that, or I forget what the project was, but I don't know, man. I we just got to bring back common sense in this country, guys. Like common sense is just dead. Like I don't. Again, everyone is so envious of their neighbor. They're so envious of someone that has more than they do, right? And then the people that have everything, they're terrified of people that don't have stuff. It's just it's a weird system that we have here, guys. It's really wild. So let's see. Trump is head of military sting operation to save America, Venezuela, Iran, etc. Get a clue. Okay, well, I hope you're right, man. But I don't see how going into Venezuela helps the average American at all. I don't see how going to Iran helps the average American at all. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But you got to put it out there. You got to give us something. All right, Son's in here. Son, good to see you, dude. Paul Markel, 9290, been giving them money since 48. Yep, 100%, man. It needs to fucking stop, man. And that's what I got. Like I said, I got no problems with Israel in general. Like let Israel do whatever it wants to do. Like again, they're a sovereign country. I believe in sovereignty, right? It's one of those things that again, I think Americans believe in sovereignty. Our president does not. Our president doesn't give a fuck about sovereignty, right? So if Israel wants to go fuck with everyone in the Middle East, like let them. They'll have to deal with the consequences, and that will be what it'll be. But we should just give them money. Like we should just give them military aid. We should, fight all their fights for them. We shouldn't do that. Like you got to deal with your own problems, But Israel's gotten, it's had a. Israel is like Amazon in the late '90s. Amazon didn't have to pay tax on anything. They didn't have to pay any state income tax, right? So they basically had a decade to eat everyone's lunch. Israel's had 50 years to eat everyone's lunch because America has made them basically, be 10, 20, 30 times what they actually are. It needs to stop. A couple times it's bullets or silver. Yeah, I've heard that one before. Disagree you want, but make a full statement. Yeah, thanks, son. Son, we had a pretty good combo today. We had a lot of good people in here today, a lot of conversations, a lot of great comments, and it's been a fun conversation. So, all right. Let's see. Tanks subbed. All right, not sure what you're saying there, dude. Let's see. Yeah, 54 lobbies for the Jews, and they have Zionist lobbies. And again, I don't care. Again, I don't care about Jews. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like, let those guys do whatever they want to do. If they want to go, like I said, they want to go create trouble. They want to fight everyone. Like, let them fight. But their money shouldn't be allowed to be here. Like, we don't need their money. We don't need anybody's money here. We don't need any of the lobbies. We need to get all these lobbies out of government. We need to make the politicians act within their states. Money for the politicians comes from the states where they are elected. Miriam Adelson should not be able to go and fight a campaign against Thomas Massie in Kentucky. I'm sorry. This is bullshit. It's complete horseshit. Someone from New York shouldn't be able to, use television ads against a politician here in Illinois. It makes no sense. Like, again, none of these policies affect New York. This is an Illinois issue. Kentucky is a Kentucky issue. Fuck off. But I don't know. Thanks, Citizens United. Q is military intelligence. Godspeed POTUS, Trump. All right, cool, man. Appreciate it. Okay, guys, last couple comments here. I probably need to go. Let's see. Sun says, dude, Q is Mossad. Operation Trust. Peace, sir. The Bolsheviks use that strategy. All right, cool, man. Here we go with the Q stuff. Oh my God. Here we go, son. You're always just throwing it out there. Oh, good. You got links, man. That's good, man. Sun's breaking the heat. So yeah, all that is operational trust. They did this before. Zionists are the same as Bolsheviks, the Marxists, the communists. It's all rebranded as the same team Satan. All right, Aaron. This is Aaron Belling. Aaron Balling, maybe. Aaron Balling. So no way we have the leg lamp from Christmas tree. Hell yeah, man! That's what the cast is. That's why everyone knows this is the real deal. I try to always. Sometimes I'll do my cast out on the decks here. We got our house overlooks the Mississippi River. So sometimes I'll give you guys the Mississippi River view, but most of my casts you get the leg lamp. All right, Paul says subscribe. Yes, guys, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Add discussion. Again, I appreciate everyone hanging out today. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. We finally got some good weather here, which is nice. But I appreciate everyone spending the time. I tried to get to everyone's comments. I try and respect your guys' time by interacting with you guys and just going back and forth with you guys because I appreciate it. Again, I don't want to agree with everyone. I don't want everyone here to agree. This isn't an echo chamber. I want to bat ideas around. So, all right, Mr. Good Citizen 9918. Government is the problem. It always has been. Yes. And again, you need a little bit of government, but God, we got just way too much government. And again, the problem with government is that when you can print money forever, you can give everybody everything they want. Wealthy people get their corporate carve outs, get their rules and regulations, right? They can send all their stuff to the third world. Poor people get their Section 8, their SNAP, get their free phones. The lower class people get their weed, right? They get their kratom. They get their, whatever drugs they want. And this is the society we live in today, and it's too bad. It could be a lot better. All right, Elizabeth from Texas. All right, from G. Yeah, that's right. I get lovely. Thank you, Elizabeth from Texas. I appreciate it. Again, this is a Christmas story, Christmas tree. Yep. All right, guys. Let's see here. Mr. Good says you got last comment. Mr. Good says 9914. We need a bare minimum government. Yes. And again, let the states dictate everything. You don't like the state? Move to a different state. Again, I think that we should actually subsidize people if they want to move from state to state to state. I would be on board with having a tax plan that allowed people to move. You don't like the way California's operating? Move to Nevada, right? We'll get you around the people you want to be around, get you in the kind of environment you want to be. I think that's a good thing. But the federal government, guys, when you make rules for everyone, which is what the federal government is, no one's happy. And it's you couple that with the Fed, and the Fed is a fucking disaster. Fed is the greatest disaster of my lifetime. Again, guys, go look at the M2 money supply. We have printed more money in the last 15 years than we've ever printed ever. It's disgusting. And this is what happens. Everyone is selling out everybody else when you print this money. When you don't have balanced budgets, this is what happens. Nobody wants to give anything up. Corporations don't want to give up the corporate carve-outs, the tax cuts, right? Poor people don't want to give up their welfare. And middle-class people, we just got to fucking pay the taxes. We got to pay for everything. We get nothing. We pay fuck tons of money for healthcare, fuck tons of money for houses. The jobs aren't paying enough to buy the average home, buy the average car. You got to have two people to afford anything in this country. And when they tell you guys, oh, you just need to, you need to reduce your standard of living. Okay, well, where do I reduce my standard of living? Where do I got to move? What do I got to move out to bumfuck Egypt where there's no job? Is that where housing is affordable? Is that the plan? Okay, well then I can't afford the property taxes because again, the property taxes are so high. You got to have insurance. Again, they're not going to let you take out a loan to buy a piece of property without all the insurance. It's like, what do you do? Like, there's no place where the average American live the average American life because America does not promote the average American family or lifestyle anymore. They don't do it. But we pay for all the countries that do. Europe promotes all that stuff. Israel promotes all that stuff. So, what do you guys want? Would you want the corporate carve outs, right? Do you want to just give fucking infinite amounts of money to the poor, the fucking boomers? Do you guys want to pay for these guys like till they're dead when they're 87, 88, 89, 90 years old? Do you want to pay for these fucking people? Because I don't. I'd much rather build housing. I'd much rather build things that last longer than the boomers. I'd much rather build, tons of freaking power plants, tons of coal-fired power plants, tons of nuclear power plants, build better highways, better roads. That's where I want to put my money. I want to put it in shit that lasts. I don't want to just give money so people can immediately spend it in the economy. I think that's bullshit. All right. Son says, Sergeant Matthew, if you personally know, or if someone just told you, if your source is Q or something, you're obviously hit. Okay. This is M. Joel. God, something Wrath 23. I can't pronounce your name, dude. All right. Stop voting blue and all the cities, and you won't have that problem. But you keep on voting blue and then wondering why everything's shit. Okay. Well, so dude, I'll tell you this. That rule used to apply, but then everyone moved to Florida. Now, guess what? Florida's more expensive than California, and Florida doesn't have the regulations. The problem is they can't build enough housing to keep the cost down. So all the wealthy people have left the blue states and moved down to Florida, and now it's the most expensive place on earth. That's a red state. Like, what are you talking about? It's not taxes. It's not blue. It's not red. It's not the poor. It's not the rich. It is that we have not invested in the things in this country that last. That's it. When you let 30, 40 million unvetted people in this country, what do you think happens to the cost of food? It's going to go up because there's more demand. There's not enough supply. What happens to the cost of housing? It goes up because there's not enough housing for all these new people. What happens to the cost of healthcare? It goes up because there's not enough fucking people to provide the healthcare. What happens to the cost of schooling? Okay, it goes up because again, there's not enough people to provide the services. You can't. It doesn't work. Supply and demand are way off, and they've been off for 20 years. So anyway, oh my god. All right, Elizabeth from Texas. I work at a gas station, and a lady just tried to buy chips and soda with food stamps. She was driving a Lincoln. I drive a Honda Civic and work my ass off and won't take welfare. Man, Elizabeth, good for you, man. I always tell a story about my mother. My mother, she told me a long time ago that she would rather sell her body, is how she put it, than go on welfare. This is how we used to think in this country. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with welfare. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with needing help. Everybody needs help. But it used to be you went to your family for help. We used to not let people be fuck ups in this country. We used to shame people. We used to tell people like if you wanted to go to college and get a psychology degree, we told you, you're not going to. You're not going to go be a fucking loser. You're not going to go get the same job and the same degree that people have been getting for the last 15 years. You're going to go do what I did, right? You're going to go do this thing that I know is going to make money, is going to help society. I'm not going to let you be a loser. It ain't going to happen. We're not going to do this. Oh, you want to go live in Section 8? You want to go be a fuck up? No, you're going to live in my house. You're going to live under my rules, and I'm going to help you become a productive member of society. We don't do that today. We don't bring back shame. We can't tell people, hey, you know what? Painting your hair blue ain't going to happen. You're a fucking loser. Stop it. That nose ring that you got, knock that shit off. No one's going to fucking hire you. Oh, you want to get a tattoo on your neck? Okay, ain't fucking happening. Don't do it, loser. We don't say this stuff anymore. We can't. It's you're going to hurt someone's feelings. Oh my God, they're going to kill themselves. They're going to go into therapy. Yeah, we just, I get like Elizabeth from Texas. I agree with you 100%, man. It pisses me off when I see this kind of stuff. It's bullshit. You can't drive a Lincoln and be on welfare. I'm sorry. Not good. It's a bad look. But whatever. All right, guys, I got to get here. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Elizabeth from Texas, I appreciate being here. These people are proud to take hands. I know, and Elizabeth, I've seen it so many times. I used to hire poor people and urban people, and I think you need to cut it all off. No more marijuana, no more Section 8, no more food stamps. You want all of that shit? Guess what? You got to go to work. And guess what? Small business owners, instead of outsourcing all the work to China, you're going to hire these fucking people. You have a contract with this country. You need to take care of the people that work here. You need to teach them some shit. You need to help them to become productive members of society. You can't say, you know what, I'm not hiring Tyrone because Jose is easier to work with. No, it ain't gonna happen. You're gonna have to teach Tyrone some shit. Tyrone, you want some fucking welfare? Guess what? You're gonna have to go to work. You have to go work for Eric. Well, I don't want to work for Eric. I don't like him. Eric's racist. Well, guess what? Working for racist Eric's gonna be a hell of a lot better than getting no fucking money. Well, I'll just go out and rob. Okay, great. Rob. We'll fucking shoot you. We'll fucking kill you. Because this is America and we don't do thievery here. Oh, well, I'll sue him. Okay, we ain't gonna fucking sue me because guess what? If you come in and try and steal from America and he fucking kills you, there's no one to sue because guess what? We're gonna abolish. We're gonna not abolish. We're going to bring in tort reform. Guess what? We're gonna allow businesses to fuck you up if you want to come in and steal stuff. Well, it's not fair. That's bullshit. I didn't have a dad. My mom's generationally poor. Okay, well, we're changing the rules. We're changing the rules. No fucking welfare. No job. No welfare. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just how I see it. I'm tired of the corporate carve-outs, right? Same thing for the corporations. Oh, you want to outsource your work to China? Guess what? No more corporate welfare. No more corporate carve-outs. No more beating the regulations. No more giving money to politicians. You don't want to train Tyrone, teach him how to do some shit? Fuck you. That's how I see it. Well, but then the cost of everything's going to go up. Well, tough shit. You're going to have to teach Tyrone how to make fucking Nikes because you ain't paying Chang anymore. We ain't doing it. Well, then I'll just leave America. Like, great, leave America. You can't sell into America because we got a 400% tariff on whatever country you're going to go to. Ain't fucking happening. Oh, this is bullshit. Well, then I'll sell my stuff to China. Okay, China can't afford your product. Well, I'll sell my stuff in Europe. Okay, well, Europe doesn't buy tons of shit like America does. Oh, this is fair. This is bullshit. This isn't how America works. Like, no, this is how America's supposed to work, but we forgot. So anyway, guys, I got to go. I appreciate everyone hanging out today. You have a lot of great comments, a lot of great people in here. Again, come back in here. This is Ted Scheckler. I haven't seen you before. Ted Scheckler, 71. Arrest Fauci, drain the swamp. Oh, that's right. Trump is the swamp. Yeah, and again, Trump was supposed to fix a lot of this stuff, and at least put up a good fight. He hasn't done it. He became the exact thing that he ran against. It's too bad, and we're all paying the price for it. So, guys, keep up the good fight. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the comments, and thanks for spending the time because I really do appreciate it. And this is the therapy for me. Everyone says you need therapy. Okay, this is therapy. So it's good to know we're all kind of doing the same thing. So you guys have a great week, and we'll do this again later.